Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Start off with the biggest news of the week. The Rats lost! If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey!
The man with the finest beard on this screen.
Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Listen between two beers.
Getting down. Hello, love wrestling. It is Thursday night, and it is 8 p.m. And y'all know, after 167 of these bad boys, y'all better know by now.
You cut me off before I could be like, what are you talking about? Because last week you yelled at me for mocking you.
Yeah, you were mocking me. I almost can't if I could have.
Imitation is the best form of flattery, JPJ.
Oh, is that what they say?
You know, our intro is making me think about, I miss the Rads. We haven't had a Rads.
We haven't had the Rads on in a bit. I don't know. They haven't been around. We'll have to maybe reach out to them in the next couple of weeks, see how they're doing.
Do a Rad Summit, see how they're doing. But
how
for
everybody in the chat, it is another episode of Between Two Beards. I'm good, brother.
Yeah. It was
you know, football starts in like less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tonight, Pluggo.
I know. Are we doing the fantasy football league?
I would assume. I don't know.
Right, we'll start that up. Get ready. We're gonna have a fantasy football league. I'll get it
We
going.
got Omar, we got Dustin, we got Scott in the chat. Hello,
What's up?
Welcome in. We do, as you saw on our social medias, we do have a guest this evening that we'll be bringing on here in a quick few. We got the boss man in the building. We got Spencer.
How are you? How are you, buddy?
How am I? You know,
how are you?
Nobody cares about how I am.
I'm
doing all right.
You're doing good.
I'm doing good. Things are well.
Good.
My favorite season is upon us. It's starting to turn into fall here a little bit. That gets me in a good mood. I love the fall.
When you wake up, it's 12 degrees. You leave it 90.
God, you walk outside and you're like, man, I just need a hoodie, and I'm feeling good. Man.
And then you don't need a hoodie by the end of the day.
Oh,
yeah.
Best.
Speaking of which, shout out to your best friend Owen. Started kindergarten today.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, he's officially in.
Is he going to be a troublemaker, or is he going to be a good kid? What do we got?
Yeah, I mean,
what are you betting on?
He's mine.
What are you betting
he's
on?
going to be a middle of the road. He's going to have some moments, but he's still good. First day, he seemed to like it, so we're good. That means Mrs. Pluggo is now home at night, so she can wrangle the hooligans and whatnot. Yeah, dude.
I just noticed you're wearing a Philadelphia Flyers hat, and how dare you?
I got it for $1.
You have been co-hosting with a Bruins fan.
Yeah, you told me no Montreal Canadian stuff.
That's fair. But the Flyers are all.
It's a nice hat. It was only $1. It was in a clearance.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's a Flyer, so it's gross, but it's not bad.
I don't know. I couldn't name one Philadelphia Flyer. Facts.
I probably can't anymore either. A couple of years ago, we got one. Van Riemsdyk was one of my least favorite players in the league, and he was a Bruin last year.
Jaromir Jagr was.
I had to watch him on my team last
year. He was on the Flyers, right?
No, Jagr was Penguins.
No, but he did like a.
All right, we got to bring Spencer on.
Spencer, he's talking.
He's Canadian.
He did also
Yeah,
play for the
talking
Flyers.
hockey. We got to bring. Well, Spencer's here, everybody.
I want to make it clear. I very rarely state the company positions on things like this because we like to empower our creators, but we are firmly a pro Oilers organization here.
I mean,
based out of Edmonton, Alberta,
that would
Canada,
be.
and
That
we
would
can all
be fine.
unite in our strong dislike for the Calgary Flames.
I will
What's
say,
up, brother?
oh, what's going on, Soupy? Welcome in. I will say, during the Stanley Cup Finals this year, I was rooting for the Edmonton Oilers. I was rooting.
I would certainly.
I know it didn't go well. That's fine. It happens.
Why do we fall, JPJ?
Yeah,
Get back up.
Sometimes you need to lose.
Cry about it.
Sometimes you need to lose.
I did cry
in order to win.
I would have.
I cried about it so much, but I was at least smart enough, or at least had the moral fortitude to get to my car on the way home first, and then just broke down in the car.
Yeah,
sad night in Edmonton. But I mean that is what it is.
I didn't go to school the day after Aaron Boone hit the home run against the Red Sox in 2003. I literally didn't go to school the next day. That's how disgusted I was.
Yeah, all those ballsy based.
Real quick, before we dive into all this sadness, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share this out to your friends. Let's get some likes going
before the sadness kicks in.
Yeah, we're all talking about our sad sports stories. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, before we start crying. Ryan Sullivan is in the house, Philadelphia Flyers fan, saying, for an evening week, there's no place like the mall, food, fun.
Well, I know what Ryan is doing there. We're gonna be talking All In tonight, guys. We're gonna be talking WWE tonight.
Yeah, but we brought the boss.
We got the boss here because this past weekend.
Because every time we talk to him, it's like the biggest month of the year.
Every time I'm trying to say a damn sentence, this guy just talks.
I don't have that. We don't have. I'm sorry. This is
like I'm trying to do a proper intro plug-up. Please.
Why? This show is not proper ever.
I kid. No, but the main reason we have Spencer with us is this past weekend on Saturday, Love Pro Wrestling had its largest show ever, as we had a monster show at the West Edmonton Mall in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Great turnout. What was it? 5 great matches. Was it 5 matches? Yep. 5 terrific matches. And it was just a wonderful day for pro wrestling. It was a wonderful day in the city of Edmonton. It was a wonderful day for LPW. So
yeah, man.
We wanted him to come on to talk a little bit about that, and then we're gonna chop it up. We have All In on Sunday. We know. Me and Drew went 2.5 hours on All In earlier today, so we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be talking, the current wrestling.
Yeah, see, you should be plenty talked out.
Yeah, So when Sullivan pops in the chat,
you should let me talk over you.
No, absolutely not. Nobody talks over me. I don't know if you've caught that.
Well, I've already done it. I've done it like 6 times.
Yeah, no, you're one of the few I allow. You're one of the few I allow.
That's what I do.
But yes, so when he comes in talking about malls, I know what he's doing.
Fun fact, real quick for Sullivan. So last night I was setting up the link for Beards and getting everything ready, and I was listening to the Mark Order guys talking about their thing, Asian Joe and Ryan. And of course, I'm on the laptop setting up the YouTube stream and didn't realize that I was logged into Love Wrestling's YouTube. So I said, "What's up, Studs and Ryan?"
Oh, and Ryan, I was Love Wrestling.
And Ryan goes, "Why is Love Wrestling taking shots at me right now?"
It's very rare that we give a company position, but
wow,
that was wow. Sorry, Ryan. I got so much love for you. That was like, right there, man.
Yeah.
That was right there.
Yeah.
No. Maul. Soupy says, "Got to be honest, I'm a hockey fan, but besides longtime Flyers, is that Couturier and new arrivals like McChovish and
Drysdale and Drysdale."
Yeah, I don't watch hockey. I don't know any of those names.
That's fair. That's like when you guys tell me about this football season. The only thing that I know is I'm just going to hop in here. I'm going to put no effort into the draft, and I'm going to want both in
Saskatchewan
fantasy football league this year.
It's usually how it goes.
The
people that know the least are usually the ones that end up winning. I don't know why it happens the way it does, but that's literally usually how it goes.
I lost last year in the playoffs because I forgot to start a quarterback. Because he got hurt. I just forgot. I deserved it.
You deserve that.
I did a fantasy football draft once while I was at a Paul McCartney concert.
Fair. You didn't just set up the auto draft for you? You actually partook?
Well, I mean, yeah, if I'm going to win or lose, I'm going to win on my own idiocy.
I one time did a draft
do it.
while moving. I was in the back of a U-Haul, and I would just wait for the ESPN to go off to know that it was my pick, and I'd run over and make a pick. So I may or may not have dropped a couch or two while moving on some people. No, just like, oh, gotta go, gotta take care of this, gotta get that late round sleeper, baby.
Unbelievable.
There we go.
All right.
Taking Peyton in round 1 again this year.
No,
Tim Brady, mother.
One thing I've learned is that nobody cares about your fantasy football team. That is one thing I've learned.
It's like when people tell you about their like dream, and not like their dreams, but like I had a dream last night. Like, I hope this ain't a hot take. I hope we're all just aligned on this. Like, I don't care. I really don't.
No, I appreciate that you do fantasy football. Like, I do that too.
Sleep
I love
is supposed to be luxurious, right?
Yes.
Next thing you know, you're building the go-kart with your ex-landlord. Like, not here for it.
Yeah, I just don't have time.
Don't tell Spencer about my hopes and dreams. Great.
No, but it's
your sleeping dreams. I want to hear about your passions and your hopes.
Nope, we're gonna chop that up.
I don't want to hear about how you were in like a submarine with George Harrison. Like, no,
with billionaires trying to find the Titanic.
Yeah,
like,
I hope you're not particularly. Yeah, like I love playing fantasy sports. I love doing it. I play all sorts of it, and I love doing it. It's super fun to play, like Scott says. But I feel like when you are talking with other people that play fantasy sports, once you start talking about your team, the other person is like, I do not give one shit.
No, conversely, what I think the issue is that most people, as soon as they're like, you want to hear my dream or you want to hear my fantasy football league, they're immediately like, I can't wait for my turn to talk.
Yeah. No, I
can't wait to tell you
about mine. I don't care about yours.
Well, between 2 beers for the next 6 months, it's going to get really interesting. We were talking about our fantasy football teams on air. So
fair. All right, but let's get to it.
I won't be back.
Let's get to it.
We should stream the draft. That's what we should do.
No, it's all online.
Yeah, I got ways.
Like, get us all together. Maybe
not all. We'll figure it out.
All right. But honestly, we are here to chat some West Edmonton Mall extravaganza that LPW put on.
How'd that come to be? What happened? That was awesome.
Yeah. So,
so to be honest with you, man, like excuse me, we first started to we Love Pro, Love Pro and West Ed. We really started to get the bug for this like within days of having run our first show. Why wouldn't you aim high? I really don't get it, right? So we had a couple of target venues, West Edmonton Mall obviously being one of them. I said it when I was on here a couple of months ago, but like it's one of those, it's just an iconic venue. Like when people come to Edmonton, they talk about the Oilers and West Edmonton Mall. That's the 2 things I'm asked about the most. And so we had approached them. This would have been, like I said, about two years ago. And basically just wasn't going to happen then. We were like right fresh out of our first show. We didn't really have a track record behind us. We certainly weren't the promotion that we are today. So right after, if I remember correctly, or right before, it would have been December or January or so, right around Rogers Place. That's when talks started to really, really get serious. And a huge kudos to West Edmonton Mall because they were nothing but supportive and they were nothing but like 100%, ironically enough, like all in on this event from the moment it was the moment we sort of confirmed it. Like they didn't want it just to be a wrestling show. They wanted it to be the wrestling show. So, getting the opportunity to work with Rob Van Dam was very, very cool. He was super gracious with his time with everybody that came out for the meet and greets and everybody in the back and just like, actively cared, I guess is just the best way to put it. So that was great to work with him, having the Voros twins and Gigi Ray and Jasmine Allure, Nicole Matthews and Artemis Spencer out of BC as well. And then pretty well, like the best way that I've kept putting this is it's just a lot of people that were very, very close to my heart that were part of this show. So it started with them. They were fully supportive from the time that it was announced. We like I said, we started talking about it seriously in like December, January, and we ended up like getting it finalized. We almost were across the goal line in March, April, and then we ended up officially signing off in July 4th.
Nice.
Happy America Day.
Happy America Day. Happy America Day.
And the biggest show in Canada on America Day.
That was the day that I landed in Toronto for Money in the Bank. It was July
That is
4th.
true.
I left America on its day, and I said, I'm going to Canada.
There were good reasons I wasn't able to come.
I said, I'm going to Canada, y'all. That's what
everybody talks about the Oilers, Boris. Everybody does.
I can imagine. Hi, Boris. How are you, friend? All right. So you have the early huge goal. Hey, this would be dope if we could do this at some point. Aim big, then it's okay down the line. Now it's approaching. It's going to happen. You got a good feeling it's going to happen. At what point? And I understand you said you signed it officially on July 4th. So I assume that was probably the moment where it became holy shit, we're doing this. Yep. But at what point does that immediately turn to, okay, what's the show going to look like? Who are we going to have on the show? What card is it going to look like? Because obviously it's like, this is just dope that we're able to run this establishment, but you obviously want to put on a show that everyone is going to remember as well.
Exactly.
You just don't want to be there to be there, No,
that's exactly it, right? So again, huge kudos to West Ed because as part of like that planning process and in the lead up to July 4th, we wanted to make sure that obviously, it wasn't just another show, so to speak. So they were super helpful as far as getting, Rob Van Dam and the Voros twins and some of the people who, have been a part of Love Pro before, but maybe haven't been here as often. But it was also hugely important for us that we had the opportunity to work with so many people that are like, hometown talent, for lack of a better way to put it, or Love Pro talent, or, whatever, je ne sais quoi you put. That was super important to us because one of our fundamental goals with LPW has always been, we don't just want to make Edmonton like this cool space or a super indie or something like that, so to speak. Like our heart is here. I grew up in this city. I've said this a million times. I freaking opened the show with it on Saturday, but like I grew up in Edmonton, and a lot of the people here either have lived in Edmonton a long time or are in the same situation as me. So the fact that we're able to really, really, I guess, put Edmonton on the map in a lot of ways, but like put our hometown on the map in a lot of ways has been very cool, right? So getting the chance to have everybody in that main event quite literally be like day one or show one or at most show two people with us was wild. Having Gigi as a part of it meant a huge amount. I quite literally remember sitting down and doing her first interview with her the day after she won the PWA Women's Championship. And, to sort of see where both of us and all of us have gone from there. The Voros twins were part of, again, quite literally our very first show. And that was just before or right after the Da Vinci TikTok had blown up. Yeah. So it's been pretty wild to see all of that. And then again, RVD was the only person I hadn't worked with before. And just what a great guy on that end. So
I was going to ask, what's RVD like? Is he just like the coolest guy?
Great dude.
He seems so cool.
And I huge kudos to him because there are so many times, and by happenstance sometimes, and by choice sometimes, you don't get the time of day that you maybe would want at like a meet and greet or, working backstage with someone that is a hero to a lot of us, I think. Getting the opportunity to actually have a conversation or get some feedback or talk to him about his gear selections or whatever on that end, like that was very, very cool. So West Ed was super helpful as far as like who they wanted to bring in on like sort of the poster people, for lack of a better way to put it. But for us, it was hugely important. And I'm so goddamn proud that everybody on that card was someone who has been here before, has shown up, shown out, and really, really did so on another level there, I think, on Saturday.
100%. And so
you can still hear his voice, I'm sure.
Yeah. I want to ask, though, because obviously we are all huge wrestling fans.
We are.
How much percentage of you was marking out that RVD would let when you knew RVD was coming? Like, how much of it was
did you do like,
hey, this is great, cool, RVD, but it's cool. But how much of
it's
was
very
like,
cool in every instance, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've never liked this idea, and maybe it's just me, but I've never liked this idea that like once you get into pro wrestling that you shouldn't still be a fan, as long as you're still respectful and kind. Like you can be excited as all hell, and you can tell someone you're a fan of their work. Don't be like that dick, for lack of a better way. Really marking out on that end of things, I don't think. But man, it was obviously very cool, but it was just as cool for me, to be honest with you, to work with like a Kylie Ray or Effie or Ali Catch or Chelsea Green. Like And that's just full kudos for all of those people, because I still recognize that it sometimes takes a lot for people to commit to coming all the way up to Edmonton. Like, we're a long ways away for a lot of people. So anytime
Ryan
people
says
like
right
that take
there,
the time, it's cool.
He says, I'm nowhere near your faraway land of Canada. But he says that you guys have
roster and stories and don't try to be a super indie. That's what he says there.
Yeah, and like I said, it's great when we get to work with some international talent or people who maybe normally haven't been here before. In a lot of cases, people who have never been to Alberta or Western Canada or Edmonton specifically. Like, again, getting to show people like that our city is so cool for me, because it's cheesy, but I love it here. I really, really do. So that's really, really cool. But again, fundamentally for me, if we're really going to get eyes on the Canadian wrestling scene, you've got to grow from within. I really think. I really, really believe that. And I think a lot of us are aligned with that, which is really cool.
Well, that's kind of like what I wanted to ask my the next question about the roster, and try to spin it in a pot. You've done this with a lot of, like, I don't want to say no name talent, but lesser known talent, like your own stars. You've built them to the point where now you can run them all, get 1,200 people in there on the backs of them. Like, how cool is that? Where you supplement it here or there with maybe like an RVD, maybe an FE at a time or two, an alley catch, but they're not overpowering what you're doing as a core. Like Ryan said, like, how cool is that to be like, man, T.Y. Jackson's really broken out, Zoe Sager's really broken out,
all
Mars, TFA, like, it's crazy.
It's one of my favorite parts, if not genuinely my favorite part of running a promotion. Like, Alberta has always been, and Western Canada has always been, a very, very talented scene. And it's very cool that just with literally the developments of technology, as dumb as that sounds, but like, even us just streaming our up until LPW 20 on Twitch, that was vital for us, because that gets people like that who are super talented their exposure, or potentially some book, like whatever it may be. It's very, very cool, speaking for me, that so many people who chose to take a chance on me, chose to take a chance on Love Pro Wrestling. I like to think in some ways we've paid that back, but we never really will be able to pay that back, because there should be at this point hundreds of promotions breaking down the doors for those people. I don't run shows without them, point blank. So to be able to run the biggest show in our company's history, it's pretty cool that between this and Rogers Place, like, it's a cool debate to have for me internally, to be honest. But to be able to have all of those people as part of our two biggest shows yet, 1A, whatever. That's one of my favorite parts, because wrestling's not necessarily a meritocracy, but each and every one of those people who step foot in the ring there on Saturday night deserves the goddamn world as far as it comes for professional wrestling, I think.
Yeah,
I'll see it.
Truly. Yeah. So obviously, we run our normal shows the last Friday of every month. That's what we do. So obviously we know those are going to be continuing, obviously, but like, when you start doing things like what we saw in January with the Oil Rumble, when you start doing things like what we saw on Saturday, and there are other big plans, and there have been other big plans and things like that. Like, when you talk about goals and things like that, like, where do you see LPW? Like, what are some of your, hey, all right, we did this, check, this is what I
He's trying to be humble, but when are we running on the moon?
Well, I'm just like, what, like, because like you said it yourself, you said the two things that people, when you come to Edmonton, or new people, when they ask me, they talk about the Oilers and they talk about the West Edmonton Mall. Okay, well, you ran where the Oilers play, and you ran the West Edmonton Mall.
Yeah.
So, and we have banger shows at the end of Friday every month. It's some of the best wrestling you'll see. So when you think about other specialty shows or other things like that, like, what is the limit of the promoter brain in you that's like, well, damn, we pulled this off that we wanted to do, so what the hell do we do next? Like, what is the
I don't
next
think
big
anything
thing?
should be on limits when it comes to pro wrestling, at least as far as like venues or stuff like that goes. Obviously, there are some very severe and strict limits you need to stick to now that we're this far in. Fuck Hulk Hogan. But thank you. But for me, like,
I don't think you heard him. Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Boris is hopping in, probably mad at me, but that's okay. I'll get this part
Mike's
up
in the chat saying, hello, handsome fellas. He says a present for us coming soon. Ooh, I like presents. Hi, Boris. What's up?
Hi,
Whoa,
Boris.
you look angry.
Spencer, no, I'm not mad at you.
He's
I
just
think
disappointed.
You're swell. No, I'm not disappointed either. Pluggo.
What did I do?
Did you just like a handful of minutes ago, correct me if I'm wrong, use the term no-name talent?
No, I wasn't trying.
I know.
God damn it. Every time I try to put this roster over, I get shit on by all of them.
It's actually pretty funny at this point.
I get a good gimmick.
All of our that's why I caveated it with I don't mean no name in the sense that if you think about it, before LPW started, a guy like me didn't know who the West Edmonton scene. Brian Sullivan in the chat is a huge LPW lover now. He's from Philly. He had no idea what was going on in West Ed. I'm saying,
busting your balls,
and you're filling arenas with people that we didn't know 3 years ago. It's awesome.
Some of us are lucky enough to get to relive this goddamn show over and over and over again.
That's because all you do is you've been watching these people wrestle forever. I have not. I was trying. Sure. God damn it, Boris. I'm not showing up on Saturday now.
Oh, it's just me and Pachico? He'll love that. Anyway, what were you guys talking about? And you can send me out of here.
We're talking about the West Edmonton Mall.
Yeah, we're talking about the West Edmonton Mall. How was it to call it? How was it to commentate?
How was it to commentate it? Which time?
Yeah.
See, listen here. Listen.
So here's a fun little look
Big
behind
Star
the scenes
Boris
for all of you guys. No. This is not a Big Star Boris.
Not at all.
Big Star Boris.
I have an idea of what you're about to say here.
Well, you see, when you're running an event like this for the very first time, sometimes things do pop up technology-wise, and sometimes those things aren't necessarily positive. So a good positive thing that was technology-wise, a huge shout-out to Production World, because they absolutely nailed every portion of the job. That video screen, quite literally, it was funny, and I'm sure that you guys had the same reaction. Like when Dustin did his arena for West Edmonton Brawl on 2K, it looked like our entrance, cool, down to the T. So huge shout out to them. However, huge shout out to me because there was a bit of an issue where maybe
Did you commentate the whole show and then you found out there was no audio?
No, there was audio. It was just very, 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 very gainy.
So did you have to rewatch it and then redo?
I'm in the process.
Got it.
Again, it's
pie is baking.
See, it happens to everyone.
Yeah. Look at smaller scale for sure, but we did a whole interview with Baron Corbin at SummerSlam, and then we went to replay it. No audio.
Oh, no.
None. Gone. See ya.
So
it was a good interview.
It's not the end of the world, and I'm actually kind of enjoying going back and watching it through the camera lens.
Yeah, that's cool because you get to watch it in a different scenario. Yeah,
absolutely. Just a phenomenal day. When I got there, I wasn't sure what to expect, and my doors were blown off by the scale and how good it looked. Ring crew on Friday night was a lot of fun. Everybody was in super. You've seen the vlog, or if you haven't, go check out the vlog. Everybody was in super good spirits. Just an absolutely positive thing. There was people everywhere. I made a joke on commentary that I have to remember to make again, that this is not the lineup for Chick-fil-A. This is actually our because Chick-fil-A just opened at the mall, and
the lineup was nuts, hours long to get to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, no,
the first one in West.
I bet. Yeah, but the first one there.
So I have a little inside info on Chick-fil-A in the States. My aunt actually is an operator of one. Did they do the thing where they're the first 100 people in line get free Chick-fil-A for a year? Yeah, because we had people lining up 2 days before ours one opened over here, just waiting to get that free Chick-fil-A for a year card. Crazy.
Wow, that is news to me, so I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, so you didn't get free Chick-fil-A for a year?
No.
It's unfortunate. Unfortunate.
That's what you get for coming out here and yelling at me.
Some of the guys tried it though and said that it was quite good. But yeah, just the whole day was fantastic. Those productionworldland.com did a phenomenal job. The mall did a phenomenal job of getting all that set up. Just fantastic. The whole day was rad.
Yeah.
Boris, stick around because Mike's gonna hop on and give us all a present here in about 5 minutes. He just messaged me. That's what I was typing.
Are you okay if I hang just for a few minutes? I wanted to bust Pluggo's balls, but it's all love, dude. It's all love. I know.
You know what 3 years ago, what I was trying to say was the backs of these homegrown talents that have grown that nobody knew, and now they're filling 1,200 seat spots on their names, not big. Shut up, Boris.
Oh, hey, be nice.
Wow.
I stole a sign. You see that? I stole that.
Boris?
I stole that. I know. I wanted one of those, but there was one that was outside, like in the mall area.
We're never running the mall again.
And,
no, they had this one backstage. I've got
somebody's looking for those signs.
Are there extra ones of those?
I don't know anymore. I got mine. It was in the back. I've got most of the people signed it because our roster is rad, and they just did that because they're very kind people, which is appreciated.
I think I signed that.
I should have requested
your roster.
Send one to me. I should have said.
Even though my lanyard said staff and not talent, so when no one was looking,
obviously.
Tee. I can just echo what Boris says. Also, a huge shout out as well, because when you guys get the opportunity to watch it back, the second match that we had with Artemis Spencer and Jack Pride, the guest ring announcer, Scott McCord from 100.3 The Bear here in Edmonton. They were the title sponsors for the show. A huge shout out to them, but huge shout out specifically to McCord, because just what a great dude. When you guys see what he was able to get himself up to here on Saturday night, I quite think you're going to enjoy
will
it.
We get to see this show in entirety?
So to be honest with you, I've got the entire event edited as much as I've got access to right now. So I am still hopefully waiting on a couple of feeds from West Edmonton Mall. Because if you guys saw the little highlight package they put out today,
it was excellent.
It was so
very
damn
good.
Cool.
That was very good.
So I want to make sure that if we're able to use their footage, that I can get it in there. And we've got to get the dulcet tones of Quadruple B.
Oh yeah.
So
my old laptop I have to use for commentary, because that's where all of my completely legal audio software is on. And that file you send me is just gargantuan. My computer's like, I cannot handle this, so I'm right now converting it to incredibly terrible quality so my laptop will play it. But I'm hoping, in the next 48 hours, to have it all done. The main event is done, and the women's
second half of the show is done.
So yeah, I guess that would be the second half is done, and that main event. Oh, when you guys see that, it's going to blow your doors off.
Yeah, just the visuals are so damn cool. So yeah, I'm very excited. Hello, Mike.
Hi.
From Indeed, Mike.
Hi,
damn it, that's not the name.
Okay, Mike from Indeed.
Handsome ass Mike. That's the name.
Oh, all right.
That was loud.
Whoa.
Wah wee wah.
You sent us a 2-second clip of Spencer as our gift?
Yes, actually, I just wanted you guys all to see me. That
Okay,
was really the goal.
I respect it.
So the video is too big to put it in the sidebar videos of StreamYard. So I have to do it in the present video file thing from the bottom. But then the problem with doing it that way is it just auto plays when you present it, and you can't put it in there to have your moment to introduce it. I knew someone was going to say something.
Always introduce it.
We're
all children.
I really think we need to bring back phrasing.
Yeah.
Nah, not on this show.
That's a good practice, is to introduce it.
Do you want me to explain what's about to happen here?
Yes, how do you introduce it before you put it in there, Mike?
Well, yeah, Spencer. Do you want Mike to introduce this thing,
or do you just want? Do you want to put it in?
You produced it. You introduced it.
Okay, Mike. The
floor
is yours, my friend.
Enough.
Mike, you put it in.
Well,
don't make him laugh. He's trying to freaking introduce something.
I tried something new with some of the West Edmonton Mall footage that Spencer gave me access to some of it for the vlog, and then I had such a fun time. You should have all seen the vlog, Shakes Fist, all four of you. But there's that little couple minute section at the end that's essentially a music video, and I figured I'd like to actually make a music video with the West Edmonton Mall highlight footage. So I made one. So here it is.
Is it to my sacrifice?
No.
West Edmonton Mall! How you doing, people?
I'm gonna drink with my best friend.
Let's go. Let's Sick.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Nicely done,
stuff.
my dude.
That's
that
well
looks
done.
so good. Here are my two favorite fun facts. If you guys were watching the music video, you got a cool little sneak peek at some content coming out on Love Wrestling tomorrow as well. And number two, and this is just because we all love Pokemon, the the Thickness Reed Matthews and Mars, the specialist, that finisher is called the Pulverizing Pancake, which many of you would know if you play Pokemon as Snorlax's Z move. Because Let's Go to the Mall is copyrighted if it's Robin Sparkles, and they're litigious.
Yeah. So I was that was literally the original song I was going to do, and then I was like,
they're litigious.
Well, no, not even that. So like normally you could be like, you know, like if you're gonna post it on you can post the shit out of it on like social media because it doesn't fucking matter. And like if you're gonna post it on
people
YouTube,
are posting full episodes of Family Guy on X at this point. I don't think they care what's
exactly.
going
So like,
I normally season 6 of Family Guy. Like, come on.
Yeah, normally on X doesn't really matter anyway.
No.
And that, but so I was like, oh, but it would be cool if they could post it on YouTube. And normally with something like that, like for me, I get copyright strikes on every music video I posted on my channel so far and my vlogs too, because I just use copyrighted music and all my shit because I don't care. I'm not monetizing my channel, but I've disputed every claim against it and just been like, yo, it's a vlog, like come on. And that's literally what's in my claim. And then in my dispute, and then in my
dispute, should start doing that for some of the copyrighted music we've gotten strikes for
come on, please.
Yeah, like
for the intro music.
Like because it's all under like fair use. It's like chopped up in a highlight reel and stuff. It's, you know, it's the song is like the least important thing about it. I could have picked any music, just be happy I used your song, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like
we've got a question in the chat here, Mike.
You want the Robin Sparkles cut? Oh,
the
God.
Sparkles cut.
Want the Sparkles cut.
Release the Sparkles cut. Release the Sparkles cut.
And then we got Soupy saying that was a nice video, and the camera angles really highlighted the iconic venue well.
Huge shout out to Nick Malachuk on that end of things. Dustin, who's always helped out on sort of the production side where there too. Like It's unbelievable. And like I said, that's just our footage so far. I can't wait until we get the stuff from West Ed as well too.
Yeah. Then it's like the nicest camera footage from a show I've ever got to play with as like an editor, and it was so much fun. Like, so if you if you want for the next LPW show, holler at me.
Oh, we got a dog.
This is not just any dog. This is Alice, the 3-legged dog, the toughest pup in the history of the universe.
That's Alice.
Fight you to death. Alice is world famous around these parts.
Is she?
Say hello, Alice.
Oh, she's a little sweet angel. Look at her.
Yes, and so was
Alice.
Alice.
We're doing his
Rip is just vibing, chilling. Mike, very well done, my friend.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Very well done.
Nailed it, brother. Please email that to me because I will be posting it as soon as I get it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that right now because I'm gonna make like a tree and get the fuck out of here. Have a great night.
I'm gonna have Mike
make like a tree and leave, Biff. Make like a tree, you idiot.
Go follow Mike.
Go get the almanac.
Go watch your show on Wednesdays.
I think we can all admit at this point as well too. Every single one of us, despite seeing Back to the Future 2, we would all still steal that sports almanac, right?
No, yeah, 100%.
Like 100%.
Yeah. Why wouldn't
you? If I'm up in my tower money, chilling, like whatever,
easy money. All right, well, that was cool.
You bet on the winners, and you make money. Stupid.
Pretty simple.
Thanks, old man.
Oh man, well that was good. That was very cool.
I just watched Back to the Future 2
for the first time.
No, like again, and I like it. He's like an old man once told me that some wily-eyed scientist and some kid would come asking about this book. I never thought it'd be you.
And
he just magically missed them by like a mile, and that ashtray just thwarted the whole thing.
He's got stormtrooper aim.
He does. But West Edmonton Brawl, you boys had a good time. We can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
I had
so
FOMO all day that Saturday because I was like, well, first of all, I kept telling Boris it started at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and he's like, we're not airing it, so why do you care? And I was like, I don't know.
We almost did.
Yeah.
But you almost aired it?
Yeah, almost, but we just weren't able to execute in time. And in retrospect, I'm obviously glad we didn't because would have been
the commentary would have been bad. Yeah.
Yeah, Boris would have been
commentary itself would have been great. The actual quality of
the commentary.
Boris DMs me every LPW show and asks how it sounds, and then I give him an honest review of how it sounds. And if it's not anything less than stellar, he gets pretty frustrated. So
I just wanted to
right, which is fine. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just letting people know like you're a professor. So that would have been terrible for you.
Yeah, that probably would have bummed me out.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want that going into that big show, man. I wouldn't want to do that to you.
But now we'll get to hear your voice as we should. Whenever it comes out,
so whispering sweet nothing,
including, and Boris, this is what I call a segue for you, including this Saturday night on
Saturday Night Love this Saturday. Well, first of all,
before we
even get to that,
he's got other obligations.
I don't know how this works. This handsome bastard up here and Blair, we will be previewing this next week's LPW 29.
Yes, 29.
Somewhere between ringside and rafters.
Ringside rafters. We're going to be previewing that amazing show. That lineup is stellar. I'm looking forward to seeing MRB and Casey Ferreira get us kicked out of that venue for blowing the roof off. But after
that tag match that you booked, holy shit! I'm so excited. Anyway,
I
go
think
on.
the titles are really in jeopardy this time. But
oh my god! I'm
for
so
another day at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, midnight Eastern. Saturday Night Live will make its return, featuring the one and only West Edmonton Brawl winner. I guess I know that's a spoiler, but it already happened, so you guys can all take a leap off of the thing. Gigi Ray and a cast of favorites. I have verbal agreements, and Spencer, you know how important verbal agreements are. I have verbal agreements for some other folks that are going to pop by, and Gigi Ray is going to join the very, very exclusive Saturday Night Love First Match Club, as we are going to watch Gigi Ray's first ever match.
Wow.
Against Zoe Sager from PWA Christmas Slam 2020, I think.
Wow.
So yes,
no, if I remember correctly, Boris, can I fact check you?
Yeah, do it because I've got the worst.
I'm just
memory.
sorry. I believe her first match was at the Resolution Rumble because she won the title off of Zoe earlier in the night, and then Zoe won that Rumble, if I remember correctly.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right. I think you are right.
Because we were setting up for the big match in March, and that is when a little pandemic decided to ruin everything for a few years.
Yeah, I don't remember matches that I was in, which is probably a good thing. So yeah, that's all going to go down Saturday night, 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, midnight Eastern, over on the Twitch, where it is a lawless wasteland, and I can do pretty much whatever I want.
That's where we'll premiere the Robin Sparkles version.
That's where the Robin Sparkles version should premiere.
I have a question for real.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Robin Sparkles? I don't know what that means.
What? So you're from Canada, dude.
If you were ever someone who watched How I Met Your Mother, it was like a gimmick that Colby Smulders' character was a Canadian pop star in the 80s. And her biggest hit was Let's Go to the Mall. So if you Google it, you'll understand exactly why people would, and myself included, would thoroughly enjoy it.
I never watched How I Met Your Mother, so I don't know who Robin Sparkles is.
I
would recommend that you watch the video. It is worth it.
What? I watch How I Met Your Mother like every day.
Well, some of us have taste.
Do
I have
you?
a job.
Ooh. That's burn.
Mr. Pluggo's mad at you.
I say. Wow.
No, see,
Pluggo is scolding Pluggo.
Don't worry. You don't worry. Yeah, excuse me.
Scolding Pluggo. You know why she's yelling at him, Boris?
Because she's home.
It's because he raised his voice when you insulted him when you walked on.
Oh, look at Mrs. Pluggo. I know how to read. I'll learn one day.
Oh, shit, I'm gonna sleep. I'm sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah, Pluggo's on the couch tonight, babe.
Sorry for that one, bro.
Listen, JPJ, you can take all the shots you want at me. I get it.
First of all, I don't take any shots at you.
It's a hot. You told me I don't have taste. That's a shot. Watch your mouth.
That was just me making fun of How I Met Your Mother because I've never seen it, but I know things are super popular that I've never seen. I'm like, yeah, it's probably dog shit.
Since we're doing things, listen. Since we're doing things and we're debuting things and we're giving, I know you're stressed.
Oh, are you gonna do it?
So we're gonna do it now because the boys are here. JPJ and I went on this little show, this great show with our buddies, Tanner, the Kicking Out podcast.
Pluggo just demeaning everybody tonight.
And they had
roster,
listen,
show.
Listen,
going on
listen. If you want me to take that.
Oh, Pluggo, you're whoa.
Pluggo
what just happened?
I think we broke Pluggo.
Pluggo's a cyborg.
Pluggo just broke. Try talking again.
Zach's an alien.
Your
Pluggo's a
microphone-
cyborg.
hold on,
What the hell are we got
talking.
going on here?
Yeah, what the hell? Is it working?
All right. Yes, it is. You sound
Listen,
wonderful now. Go
I'm
ahead.
I'm trying to have your back. I'm trying to be a good co-host. But if you're not going to stick with me, then I'm going to roll with Tanner. Listen, the little podcast that Brian, the Kicking Out Pod, it's a great show. But those guys, they skewed the votes and skewed the system so that we couldn't win when we went on there to pick that show. Which one was it? All Out?
We did Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door. They skewed it. You tied. You got a perfect card, and you still came out a loser in Tanner's eyes. So listen, it's they're a little demeaning. They're a little, that is what it is.
I just need everyone to know. You go. But I need
everyone to know. I
had a perfect record.
Perfect card.
I did not get one match wrong.
That title should be at Beard's Camp. It's not. So you today went on firmly and ran your mouth, rightfully so.
No.
Rightfully so. You ran your mouth.
So
you said your piece.
The story. You're not saying the story.
How long have y'all been married?
You took your shot.
Listen, you
took your shots. You took your shot.
I took my shot because Tanner was in the chat talking crap.
Right. Let me finish. Let me finish. Listen, Dad, let me finish. You were taking your shots.
You married your dad?
Whether it's whatever.
He is in the Midwest.
The States.
Continue.
So listen, you took your shots after he said whatever he said. I had your back in the chat. You still yelled at me. I still had your back. And then Tanner sent us this.
Joseph Poland Jr., a.k.a. JPJ. I see what you did there. Kind of like MJF with Maxwell Jacob Freeman. Maybe I should do the JPJ like Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Hope you're doing well, my friend. This is your Kicking Out Podcast champion for 326 days now and counting. Looking forward to our little all-in predictions show coming up Saturday night, shortly after Collision. And I'm just letting you know, my friend, I know you like to play games. I know you're a big gamer. So you better bring your A game Saturday night because you're going to need it. I cannot let somebody from Boston come on the Kicking Out podcast on our show and take our predictions title. I'm not worried about Shep taking it from me. Been there, done that, beat him 1,000 times. I mean, Shep's basically, you're a Red Sox fan. He's basically the Red Sox to the New York Yankees. Just can't let a Boston guy come on, take the title from me. So you better bring another perfect card. But even that's not going to be enough. Just like a Forbidden Door. Perfect card for you, perfect card for Shep. But Champion's Advantage, perfect card for me. Just like a DQ or a count out. Championship doesn't change hands. It's going to be the same thing this weekend at All In. Bring your A game, buddy. You're going to need it.
Okay. That was mean. Okay.
That was I didn't even. That's the first time I saw that.
Okay.
So what? Am I not allowed to make fun of them now? Do you want me to?
No. And I'm going to be the bigger person. Last time I checked, he's saying I'm like the Red Sox compared to the Yankees. Last time I checked, the Yankees last won a World Series in 2009, and the Red Sox have had 2 World Series victories since that happened. And the Yankees have had 0. So I'll leave that at that. I'm fine about
out. Basketball.
I'm fine.
Touchdown!
Not recently, but we've won the most at that sport too over the last 10 to 20 years as
well.
Goal! Yeah, that's the only one we don't win at because we choke.
What, the Red Sox won the Super Bowl? When the hell did that
happen? No, you said the Patriots. Come on. This gold standard of the league. I'm not going to go into a
Shelton
diatribe.
Benjamin won the Super Bowl?
I just
that man deserved all the good stuff in the world.
He did.
Frickin', I knew he was talented, but shit.
Yeah. I just hope that on Saturday this time Tanner actually shows up to the pick show.
That is true. He didn't show up.
It would be nice to have a pick show going against the champion who actually shows up to the show.
That's true.
Not sends in an email with his picks because he has something better to do than show up to his own fucking show.
We still haven't seen pictures from that actual wedding you went to.
I know.
They've never surfaced on social media, so it didn't happen.
Spencer, the fuck is going on right now?
I don't know. Mom and Dad are fighting.
Yeah.
I'm actually. I'm
gonna go live with you.
So
good. We didn't want you anyway, Boris.
Look at
you're tearing this family apart.
Wow.
Touchdown!
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'm gonna peace out on you guys and let you finish off. Oh, hi, Alice. I'm going to peace out on this and let you guys finish this off. I just wanted to bust plug those balls a little bit just because it's all in good fun. I love you guys. We'll talk to you guys all on Saturday, and I will try to get the brawl done ASAP as soon as the little bird inside my hard drive on my old laptop is finished writing all of the things on it, like on the Flintstones, which you guys are too young to get that reference.
I understand that reference.
I know that reference. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Boris. So what you're saying is Saturday night,
come over
10 p.m. Well, after Collision, so 10:15. Kicking Out Pod on YouTube, all over their socials. Go to the Kicking Out Pod. You'll see this stud take down Tanner Lee, take down Shep. I might pop in just to cheerlead.
You should, because you didn't have a perfect record, so
I missed by one match. That's how close it was. We all missed.
Yeah.
Everybody was within 1 point. Yep. Tanner's got a grip on that thing. That thing needs to come home to Beard's territory.
And again, I like Tanner. I respect that show. You can talk about how many times you've won, blah, blah, blah. I've had this. Last time I checked, you didn't beat me. I had a perfect record. So whatever excuses, whatever stipulations you want to throw so you can hang on to that belt as long as you have, you keep making them, brother. Keep making them, because guess what? I'm showing up Saturday night at 10:15, and I'm going perfect again. So in order for you to keep your championship, you better be showing up and having a perfect card, because that's what I do around here, is I have perfect cards. Check the tape.
Call up Sports Quarter. Good evening, stud.
Hello, Colpito.
Pluggo went wild. I do that on time to time.
Yeah, when you got angry, there, your microphone, you sounded like a robot. Then you muted. It was a whole.
You went
crazy.
I was at a 7 there. You imagine if I got to 10?
I don't know, man.
Never go full robot.
Never go full robot. Never go full.
Never go full.
You never go full robot.
Now, next Friday, I know, we're going to talk about AEW All In. We're going to talk about that stuff. But next Friday, we also have another LPW show, as Boris mentioned a little bit earlier, LPW 29. So very quickly, it doesn't have to be very quickly, but why don't you run through the card that has already been announced? Because I know, obviously, not everything has everything been announced yet? No, I would assume.
No, we've still got 3 matches to announce.
All right, there you go. So why don't you just run through what's been announced so far so people can kind of know what's out there, what's been announced, so they can expect. And then obviously over the next week and 8 days, those other matches will be announced and we'll have our full card ready to go before we tear the house down next Friday, like we do every last Friday of the month at LPW. So why don't we run through what's already been announced?
So we've actually got the first Grand Championship defense of Mars the Specialist. I'm very excited for that one. He killed it in the main event there on Saturday night as part of the Intangible Short Kings. So he'll be defending the title, first singles defense as well, going 1-on-1 with
And
Pride.
He asked for it.
Yeah, after taking a shit kicking. So I'm excited as all hell for that one. That's going to be a really, really great main event for us. Like you mentioned earlier, Pluggo, we've got Intangible Violence, of course, Zoe Sager and the Thickness Reed Matthews challenging Ride or Die for the tag team titles.
Can I really quick say I can't believe you put them together. Finally put them together. As I know they've been together, but oh my God, as a tag team. Oh shit.
Yeah, and when you get to see the footage here from Friday night, you'll get to see what they did in get to see in a trios match. But those are always a little bit different, right? They are a little bit more chaotic. I'm excited for a traditional tag here on Friday. And then what I'm really, really excited for, the other third match we've got announced, is Michael Richard Blaze defending the Challenge Championship against Casey Ferreira. Casey Ferreira has been out for us. This will be his third time. He just fucking rocks, for lack of a better way to put it. He was great. He came out here for a tag match at LPW 18, teaming with Levi Knight against Reloaded. Didn't pick up the win there. And then on our last event, LPW 28, I genuinely think him and the Thickness had one of the best matches we've ever put on in that.
Yeah, real good.
20-minute time limit draw. They absolutely tore the house down. So I know you guys saw a couple of days later, especially after the little, not shenanigans, but MRB sort of interrupting a moment between him and Reed and sort of the disrespect there. So Casey's coming back to lay down the law and hopefully win some Golden Love Pros. So very excited for that one. The other one that we can confirm, the next match that we are going to be announcing, Eli Surge will be defending the LPW Scramble Championship. So we should have that out in the next day or two. We're just working with some moving pieces, but we can confirm on that end of things. That one I'm always excited for. It was very cool to see Eli coming out with the title for his first ever defense at West Edmonton Mall. 1,200 people chanting "Birds Aren't Real" is a pretty cool scene. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what he'll do as champion, because we've had three very unique scramble champions between him, the aforementioned Pride, and then of course T.Y. Jackson, the most recent title holder. So I'm psyched, man. I'm really, really confident this is going to be another just. I felt LPW 28 was an all-timer for us. Obviously, I think we went to another level, just even as a brand on Saturday night. And I think this, when people come and see what we've got at the Home of Love Pro Wrestling, the Rec Room South Edmonton, they're going to be just as psyched. It's wildly different, but it's apples and oranges, but I like both apples and oranges. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm really psyched for people to be able to check that one out.
Yeah.
Are there any, real quick before we transition, are there any plans to fill our LPW void? The Rec Room usually is November and December is usually out of the picture. So do you got any plans in place? Spoiler alert.
We're doing November. We're
going to do November.
We've done that.
Okay.
But we've never done a December show before. And to be quite honest with you, it's usually just because people are more tied up with family. B, if we ran on the final Friday of the month, usually we would run on Boxing Day or New Year's Eve or something like that, when people are usually I don't come out of pajama pants during those weeks of the year.
No.
Yeah. And then to be honest with you, just cognizant that a lot of people are either wanting to do stuff for their families or traveling, or especially, which is cool, is like doing stuff for charitable causes. It's just tough in December it's just tougher in December to try and want to take that money.
Fair enough. That's fair.
So if we ever do anything in December, and I'm hoping we do, it's either going to be, knock on wood, hopefully something to the scale of like a West Edmonton Mall show again, or Rogers, or like something massive, or I want to do something for charity, either at the Rex or wherever else. I think that'd be a nice little endeavor, I think, for us to take on in a potential December show. But that's nothing confirmed. That'd just be something I would really love to do. I know you guys have heard of like the Stollery Children's Hospital through MRB Gauntlet. They're a cause that's really close to my heart. A lot of the
I even feel like we're just I don't know if we'll do this on the air, but I feel like that last show that we do in November, you could even base like a Toys for Tots. Hey, fans that are coming to the show, if you have any canned food or toys or whatever, you could have some sort of.
You can do for that. You can do for like the local
simple,
food banks,
and I bet you a lot of the fans would bring stuff, and that could be, you talk about a children's hospital for Christmas with gifts and things like that, or whatever. You could do stuff like that. That could be really cool and change some lives.
Yeah. So if we can do some stuff like that, the best way I can put it is if we do a December show, it certainly won't be like a regular event. It'll either be something where we're trying to raise some real money for charity, or we're going to do something that'll change the game again, for lack of a better way to put it. To rip up our first show.
You heard it here first, guys. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So not only was it a gigantic week for us here at LPW on that side of things, we got a pretty big next week and a half coming up here. We have All In, which is obviously the biggest show in the AEW calendar, happening this Sunday afternoon. Next week, we have Bash at Berlin happening next Saturday afternoon. The very next night, we have NXT No Mercy, and there is some major rumor about things that could happen there. We just saw the main event of NXT No Mercy is Ethan Page, the ex-AEW guy, versus a TNA guy,
ex-Impact guy too. Yeah, it's like a
event of NXT No Mercy.
It's like an Impact main event,
a WWE belt, an NXT WWE umbrella title. We got the old AEW guy going against the contracted TNA guy. Unbelievable.
Should have been Trick Williams. Just saying.
I don't disagree. I'm just going to ask, because obviously All In will probably be the majority of our focus since it's in a few days. But Spencer, how did you feel about them breaking up the Rascals?
I mean, it's, how do you put it? I thought it was great. I hated it.
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So well done. It felt wrong, didn't it? It felt kind of wrong. They just
it did, but it's also one of those things too. And this is just me like speculating a little bit, but like, man, everybody has a heel run and a face run. If like they're looking to be sort of quote unquote major players when they get called up to Raw or
show the versatility,
Exactly. Everybody does. That's part of being. Again, I do think sometimes people forget, like, silly as this sounds, NXT is still like developmental despite being on television, right?
Yep.
They're there to develop characters, learn how to work on either one side of the fence or the other. Like Roxanne Perez is a perfect example. Like she's an unbelievable babyface, but
she's doing okay right now as a heel. She's doing pretty good.
I think she's doing great.
She's doing pretty good.
I look at her like I look at a Sami Zayn. Like Sami Zayn was a great heel.
Yeah.
He's an unbelievable babyface. Of
course.
So
KO
always
can
going
do
to try and
both
get
very
like
well.
a little bit like this.
Yeah.
So, I think that it was just this for me is proof that the next time they do a draft, Wesley's getting called up. I think that's an easy prediction.
100%. But to me, it was like one of those things where you just did it. They just came back, and it was like, man, everybody in the wrestling community was like, man, this rules. This is so cool that they're back. And then it was just like, oh, what? Literally a kick in the dick. Am I right? Am I right? Literally. A kick in the dick.
I thought it was great. I hated it so much.
I'm super intrigued on because Wentz came out on Tuesday.
Yeah, an attack.
I'm interested to see where Miguel lands on this as well, because we haven't seen much from him on the NXT side of things. Maybe they're doing some Impact stuff I haven't watched because they're on right now, so maybe.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So I was so heartbroken, and I'm not even like the biggest Rascals guy, but I was just like, they were such a good group together. They were were literally like felt like brothers, and it was just like, oh, you just dick kicked him.
I mean, go ahead. No, go ahead, Vince.
No, you go first.
Well, I was gonna transition out. So if you have something else to say,
no, I was just gonna say like eventually, and I hope not anytime soon. I don't think anytime soon, but like eventually, the NXT TNA partnership is going to end. You might as well get this sort of stuff for the miles you possibly can.
Of course,
right? And like wrestling is always eventually about putting smiles on faces, but in order to do that, you sometimes got to make people real sad.
Yeah.
Are you gonna? Are you dick kicking out of the TNA conversation, JPJ? Is that what
no. Well, no.
You said transitioning out. I'm asking if you're.
Oh no. I was going to transition because we are talking about team breakups. Well, over the last few weeks, specifically on Raw, they've been kind of teasing the New Day potentially having some issues. I do too. Makes me feel dirty. I said this. It makes me feel
because
dirty.
Here's the other thing too. Like, okay, so every tag team breaks up. Like, one of my favorite phrases, phrases, I suppose, it's like everything's a hard rule in pro wrestling until it's not. Like, I every tag team at some point can, should, and will have a breakup angle, except for the New Day. No, like why? Yeah. Why? Yeah.
I thought
never need
like even when they teased it a few years back with the draft, we were all like, just have Woods and Kingston go, no, Biggie, you need to go do this on your own, and amicably just go, listen, we're always going to be the New Day, but we need you
can
to
focus
go
on single stuff, but don't break it up.
Exactly. That's what. And no offense to Odyssey Jones, but this can't last for him. People are going to start going, dude, you're not Big E.
So I had been yelling.
We even brought that up on Raw.
Exactly. Well, I was going to say I had been yelling for the last couple of weeks on here and on Firmly WWE, saying, why can't they show us? I understand it's wrestling and everything is, 211, right? It's wrestling, but Xavier Woods and Kofi have been basically brothers for 10 years on our screen. How can they not show us just Xavier Woods pulling Kofi aside and being like, hey man, this is how this is making me feel. They're best friends. They're brother. Like, why can't we have a normal, why does everything, I know it's pro wrestling, but we can get more regular conversations that happen in day-to-day life on the pro. And I was like, dude, why can't, and then they did it the opposite way where Kofi leaned in on Monday. And Kofi was the one that was like, hey man, I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, you've been a little, maybe not feeling it. Like, what's going on? And that's when Xavier was like, well, you didn't ask me first, and I wish you would have, because I feels like you're replacing Big E, which is what we're all thinking when we see it. It makes sense. And I'm glad they did it. However, the fact that they did it and the fact that Kofi was very like, we're a family, man. We're a family. I'm like, you son of a bitch. It makes me think they're going to do it. And it makes me think that Kofi, they've been teasing that Woods has the issue, right? He's the one that's been, and even in that tag match they had, which was great, when they did that great camera angle of Kofi doing the hot tag and he ended up tagging Odyssey Jones and Xavier Woods' face was right there, like perfect. Yeah. And they're leaning to make you think that Woods is going to be the one to turn. But I think it's going to be Kofi if it's anybody.
With like Odyssey Jones as a head.
What I actually think
Hey, listen, Kofi's just trying to get back to that title match that he never got the return. You know what I'm saying? He's just trying to get back.
That's fine.
Why not?
But I'm thinking about it and I'm just like, man almighty, like, not saying that the New Day has had any like substantial stories or any like great booking these last couple years, but they're still the New Day.
When was the last time they had like the tag titles?
Oh my! I want to say it was like beginning of the Bloodline, right? Where they were feuding with the Usos around that time a little bit. Were they still doing that? Was it even before that?
Then I remember they came back and like challenged for the tag titles
because Kofi became the champ at WrestleMania.
Didn't they do the switch?
So that's a while ago.
When they do that
Big
weird
E cashed
handoff
in what 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, they took. I don't know.
We got the Google machine.
Oh, we do. But it's been a while. It's been a few years. It feels like since they've been top players in even the tag team division. It's been a while. So I don't know. I just
call ourselves tag team champion.
Chat, help us out. We love you, and we asking for your help. This is our.
I wanted to ask.
I would say because it doesn't make me feel
good.
Yeah, but
it doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel good. And I'm trying.
Maybe they never do it, and this is just.
Well, I was going to be like, maybe. What if Odyssey Jones is the one? that turns and says,
Yeah,
I
by
was
the way,
using you guys to get
yeah.
here.
Why wasn't Odyssey
so.
Joe's like, I was,
What
you know,
about-
it took 2 years for me to get here. I've been sitting in the draft rooms for 2 years.
Yeah, I got drafted 2 years ago. They haven't used me. I want to get on television.
Drafts.
Yeah.
And he's like, listen, I'm not Big E, guys.
Yeah.
What is
And
it,
obviously,
Mr. Irrelevant?
We don't
Yeah.
we
Call
don't
the
know
last person who's drafted every year.
We don't know the health situation of Big E. We don't know if we'll ever see him in the ring again. Obviously, we all hope we do, but we don't know anything. But a type of story like this, too, if everything were to go right, this would be a perfect way to eventually get Big E back on. When you have this type of story, if Big E were healthy, which we obviously assume right now, we don't know.
Yeah.
It's just speculation at this point. But like a story like this would also be a good story to get somebody like that back on television. If
exactly
those stars aligned, which again, one day we all hope do, but obviously we don't know. But yeah, that's just look at
it's
Raw
just
has
weird. It's just weird.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Let's be honest. Because not only that, what happened?
Yeah,
what happened to the whole final? They're still wrestling the Final Testament, and he was
like
trying to, and they were trying to break up the New Day, and now it's just like none of this is just like it just makes zero sense, and it's probably the worst like storyline on Raw right now because you're just like, all right, so is it the Final Testament that's going to do the splitting? Is Xavier joining them? Is it now Odyssey's in the mix? I don't know, man. Oh, look, March, April 21.
What would Xavier Woods? And I don't mean this is like.
Oh my God, we forgot about the NXT run they had in 2023.
But like Xavier Woods, I don't know what he would add, and I don't mean this again as a shot. He's one of my personal favorites, to be quite honest with you. But like, I don't know what he'd add to the Final Testament. They've already got 2 people who are like there as pretty well strictly management / talkers, which is a huge strength of Xavier Woods. And they want to use this as like a Karrion Kross AOP project.
Yeah.
What's Xavier 100%. Woods going to come in and do? Like, if you're gonna split them up, I want Xavier Woods going on his own and going after titles. Would be my preference, I suppose.
I agree. All right, lose here.
So that is Woods, U.S. champions got a ring to it.
That would be nice. That would be nice. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Heel Xavier Woods taking it off of LA Knight.
Yeah.
Oh,
that'd be interesting. But so who would you rather, if they're gonna do it? Who do you want to do the turn, Kofi or Xavier?
To be honest with you, probably Kofi, just because like if Kofi aligned with Odyssey Jones as like a heavy for him would work great.
Yeah.
And Xavier Woods has already, they both have, don't get me wrong here, but like Xavier Woods and that like King of the Ring run and all that sort of stuff.
No.
He really, really got over as a babyface, but I still don't think, even once he won the King of the Ring, they still didn't do a whole heck of a lot with it, you know? Kofi's had his moment as a big babyface. Big E's had his moment as a big babyface, and I think Xavier Woods sort of, again, wrestling in a meritocracy, but sort of deserves it.
Thanks, Maddie.
Hey, Maddie.
Appreciate that, Maddie.
Good to see you, Dad.
Yes, look good. At least 2 of us are. I don't know about me, but I try.
You need to decide what you're doing, bud. You need to decide what you're doing, bud. This cat has no idea what he wants to do right now, and it's really, you know, like you just plant yourself down, brother. Plant yourself down, man. Anyway, yeah. All right. I think it's time. This Sunday,
what's time?
Wembley Stadium.
Vader time?
Vader time.
I loved
Vader time.
I loved Vader. Oh, like Vader. Oh, yeah.
No.
I loved Vader. Can I just say that I loved Vader when I was a youth?
Vader ruled.
Yeah.
He fought Corey Matthews on Boy Meets World.
I was gonna say he was on Boy Meets World and everything. I love that guy.
He beat Will Ospreay in one of his last matches, which is just always hilarious to say.
Really? Is that true?
I didn't even know
that's a shoot. Oh, so after Ricochet and Ospreay had their match in 2016, that was fantastic, but controversial for some reason. Vader started like shooting on Will Ospreay online.
Oh, I think I do remember this.
And they ended up making it, I think it was Rev Pro, but please correct me if I'm wrong. Soupy, I'm going to ask you for another fact check here. But basically, Vader started shooting on him, and they ended up having a match, I think, for Rev Pro. And then Vader politicked to win. And it was, if it wasn't his last match, it was like his second last match.
Wow.
Was going over on Will Ospreay.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, that's a segue. That's a transition for your brother, bro.
Truly.
Let's talk some more Will Ospreay.
That's incredible. Well, we can talk some more Will Ospreay. Because he is fighting one Maxwell Jacob Friedman for the AEW American title currently. And they had themselves a little promo battle last night.
That thing was long.
It went a tad long. It did go a tad long. However, I thought it was very, very good. I thought, especially Will Ospreay. I thought Ospreay was excellent in this segment. Man, I mean, they nearly went an hour less than a month ago. Oh, okay, yep, here we go. They
come to Between Two Bears show. Yeah, that's paywall material.
That's Patreon,
Patreon, bro.
You gotta pay for that stuff, brother. God. Anyway, they nearly went an hour on Dynamite in one of the better Dynamite matches, easily of the year, but of all time, a month or so ago. Now they're at Wembley for the title in Ospreay's hometown, home country. I mean, can they take it to another? I think there's going to be shenanigans here. I just want to preface that from the jump.
Who's doing the shenanigan?
I think it's going to end up being Kyle Fletcher. That's my guess.
He's the shenaniganer.
So when Ospreay, when it was MJF and Fletcher on Dynamite a couple weeks ago, and MJF started attacking Fletcher after the match, Will Ospreay was trying to leave his locker room, but we found out that they had barricaded him in, right? And that's why he didn't get to Fletcher in time before MJF did what he did, right? I think that Fletcher we have not seen since this happened. Now, Ospreay had already removed himself from the Callis family, but Fletcher even told Don, like, hey, I know it's not our business anymore, but this is more than this for me, so I need to go help my friend. I think common sense told all of us, right? Or at least our wrestling brain said, oh, MJF is the one that barricaded Ospreay in that locker room. I think it was Don Callis. And I think it was Don Callis because Don Callis doesn't want Kyle Fletcher to be involved with Will Ospreay because that does not help Don Callis. So I think Don Callis and MJF are working together, not as part of the family or any nonsense like that. But I feel like they made an arrangement where Kyle Fletcher is going to show up on Sunday and he's going to cost Ospreay the match. He's going to cost Ospreay the match.
I think that's a great idea. I would hate it.
That's fair.
I don't know. I probably hate it for all the right reasons. Same sort of way I was talking earlier about the Rascals.
Can I explain more of my reasoning? Just a sketch.
Yes, please do.
My reasoning is we have All Out 2 weeks after All In, and we already know that Pac has the match for the international/American championship, no matter who the champion is. For me, that is going to be Pac and MJF. It's not going to be Pac and Will Ospreay because I think they're going to do Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay at All Out. I don't know why my voice disappeared like that, but I think they're going to do Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay at All Out, and it will be MJF and Pac because I don't think it's time yet for MJF to lose the belt, even though it's in England and it's Ospreay. I just think because Ospreay to me, he left the Callis family too easily. He just said, yeah, I don't want to be in it anymore. And Don was like, okay, no.
I see your logic. I do think that, well, a couple of things. I think a lot of things about this, actually. I don't hate it, but I really, for me, I hate the whole foreign heel, stereotypical, yada, yada, yada. Now, saying that, I think that MJF's done a really good job. Shocker, he's really good at professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I think he's done a really good job.
Oh, wait. What?
Sorry.
MJF is good at wrestling?
But I think when you are so explicitly playing this foreign heel character, especially in this day and age, you've got to deliver on that for, as cheesy as it sounds, a big patriotic moment.
So Ospreay winning this match, and even if Kyle Fletcher gets involved on Ospreay's end, I could completely see that. But like, I think you have to pay this off, because otherwise, like, speaking really personally, but like the whole foreign heel shtick gets so old so fast. There are only so many jokes you can make or so many one-liners you can zing. Like, I think this has gone just as long as it should, and Ospreay should win this one, because personally speaking, Ospreay and Pac at All Out is going to fucking rule.
Yeah, 100%. And what happened at the end of Dynamite last night, before the last angle with Danielson and Swerve, where Danielson showed up in the trainer's room and basically told Ospreay, hey, do it. You know, because Ospreay stopped using the Tiger Driver because he hurt Danielson.
Yep.
So Danielson walking in the training room and being like, hey, I know what everyone's saying, whatever. Just do it. Just do it. That obviously kind of was like, oh, well, damn, is Ospreay really going to lose now that they had Danielson go in there and tell him to do the Tiger Driver? Now he's going to do the Tiger Driver and beat MJF, right? Like, that's what's... But
That's fine.
I have the visual of MJF winning the match with the Tiger Driver because of nonsense. I do agree, Scott. I do think MJF needs to move up to the world title picture sooner than later, but I don't think he's going to do... Again, we have to talk about All In and what we think is going to happen in the world title match and stuff like that before we start talking about All Out 2 weeks from now and Wrestle Dream 6 weeks from now. We got 3 pay-per-views in 6 weeks, man. That's what we got here. Next year, they're changing it. They're moving All into July, so it'll be a little bit more spread out. But we got 3 pay-per-views in the next 6 or 7 weeks here for AEW. Yeah. That's a lot to cram in.
It's a good problem sometimes.
It is
I'm
a good
glad
problem.
we at least have 2 weeks in between All In, All Out this
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's a good point by Soupy, saying that Ospreay needs to win the title back for the Don Callis favor he owes. That's fair. I don't know. I just have an odd feeling that we haven't seen Kyle Fletcher since the beatdown. They made it a point in storyline that Will Ospreay didn't get there in time. It is a wrestling trope, but how many times have we seen the friend get angry at the other? You weren't there for me when I needed you, so I'm going to turn on. Where were you? Where were you? How many times have we seen that? The Kyle Fletcher thing. Where were you? You left me hanging, and then this guy beat me to a bloody pulp, and you didn't show up. Oh, well, my thing was barricaded. Oh, whatever. And then Callis gets what he wants because Fletcher is no longer involved with Ospreay, and he can just focus on what he wants, and MJF gets what he wants because he beats Ospreay and retains his title. And it's kind of like a little, hey, all right, whatever. And then you have the Fletcher Ospreay thing, and I think you can play that up with Fletcher thinking that Ospreay wasn't there for him for a while, and then you see the footage or you see whatever, and we find out it was actually Callis that barricaded Ospreay in there, and then Fletcher goes, oh, and then you end up with wherever. I just think there's a way you could do that. Although Soupy's saying maybe later on when Ospreay will have to, at Grant, that can happen anywhere. For me, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It seems pretty logical that Ospreay will just win the belt in his home country, and I'm probably overthinking it. But I just feel like MJF just won that thing. He just changed it to the American title. Like he's doing all this stuff that he literally just started 2 or 3 weeks ago. Are you just going to get rid of it that quick?
It hasn't been that short.
It's been like less than a month.
No,
right? It's
got to be longer than that.
Has it been longer than that? I feel like it was like a month ago.
So. I've been wrong. You're the AEW guy. You know better than me, to be honest with you.
But my sense of time is non-existent.
That's fair too. Time's a construct.
Yeah.
The other biggest reason, as silly as this might sound, and maybe my own overthinking with it too, but like, I think, and I said this a couple of times we were on the stream there for brunch and whatever, but like, I really think that AEW, and I think it's going to be very, very cool to have the All In next year in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
I think they missed a huge opportunity to really plant their flag in England with not doing it there next year.
Yeah.
I think that like WWE is going to have a WrestleMania in London. That is going to take a lot of the shine away in the nicest of ways from whatever happens at Wembley.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that because of that, AEW is going to want to make this like a real statement of like, we're not back here for another 2 years, but you're going to want to be here because, fuck, as dumb as it sounds again, there were smiles on faces to close the night out. Like, I think
Yeah.
Ospreay's winning. I think that Danielson's winning. I think that Mariah May is winning. Like, I think every opportunity they've got to make people happy with this one, they're going to try to, because you've got 2 years until you're back there, at least as of what's been currently announced and speculated.
Yeah, because the rumor is that they are going to go back there in 2026. They're just doing Texas next year.
Yep. Which again, and like WWE, it's not as though the Texas event was announced before WWE was like shooting out their messaging with the mayor of London and all that sort of stuff. Like, I think it's happening anyways, but what I think they're missing the opportunity on personally is really, really, really becoming the UK's promotion.
Yeah.
You know, if you're at Wembley every year, you've got the chance to build that loyalty in a way that WWE, when, they do their house show tours and, Money in the Bank last year, obviously.
Yeah. Do you think this has something to do with it? Our buddy Asian Joe says, but if they did London if they did a third year in London, they risk attendance dropping again and having weirdos online freak, because that last year they did 80K, right? This year they're rumored to do about around 50. That's what they're going to have there.
But even then, I think
those people that are coming out going, ooh,
the emphasis for that on me though is literally just like the weirdos online.
Yeah.
We're all wrestling fans. We're all terminally online as is. Like, what we do, we are still a minuscule fraction of wrestling business. So again, I don't know what like rental costs or yada, yada, yada would be at Wembley, but like that's still putting 30,000 asses in seats, right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
So I don't know. I do think that there was that opportunity. And I also think that doing anything for the first time ever is always going to be the high watermark to hit. Doing something for the second time. Look at movie sequels. Usually aren't as good or don't deliver or whatever. When you start to deliver consistency, though, people buy into that consistency, right? So if you can expect every August, we're going to be at Wembley, save your money, because then people plan on travel. People, purchase tickets, yada, yada.
We're going to do Dynamite, Collision, All In.
Yeah. If they started
Cardiff looked great. I don't know what the actual attendance actually was, but
they were it looked sold out. They were loud. They were, you're always going to get.
So it doesn't just need to be All In. It needs to be everything around All In.
Exactly.
Because how many times have we talked about the 500,000 independent shows that happen around WrestleMania? Why would you not try and build that over there?
Yeah. I do agree. But
so that's why I think Will Ospreay is winning.
Do you think Will Ospreay is winning too, Pluggo? Is that where you're going? Is that where you're leaning here? You think it's?
Yeah.
No, a part of me thinks
I think. Why would? But sure, I'm not saying that I don't think what you're saying is right or wrong. I just also, why wouldn't Pac get involved then? Why wouldn't he put a hand in who he would get to face in 2 weeks? I don't know. I just think like this is one of those matches that like less is more in terms of they put on such a great showing.
But I think that's why. I think that's part of the reason why I think this match is going to have shenanigans. I don't think it needs to, but I think it is going to have shenanigans because they gave us an hour of non-shenanigan, just straight up.
Exactly, and it rules.
Let's go. But we've already seen that. So how do you make this?
Don't overbook it. You don't have to. But if you're going to do it, I don't think you're wrong. I think it's
the Kyle Fletcher thing is. And also, there is, if you want to even talk.
And let's be completely fine. Let's be honest.
What about Daniel Garcia?
No, listen, MJF could still keep the American Championship if he wants. Ospreay's only said, "I want the international title." MJF could keep the shtick going if he wanted to. He's MJF. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was part of the system yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, we got Hab Guy saying Ospreay is going to lose when he refuses to actually hit the move and his opponent capitalizes.
If he
does,
then
Ospreay is going to tear through the Callis family on his way to the title.
Does he hit the Tiger Driver? That's all I care about, really.
I think
he hit the Tiger Driver.
I didn't think he was gonna. I thought they were going to play up that story again. But the fact that MJF went to hit the Tiger Driver at the end of that segment last night after he bloodied him, he went for it. And the fact that they did the Bryan Danielson thing with him telling him to do it, the guy he injured, which is why he doesn't, it makes me think that he's.
Does he kick?
It makes me think that he's.
Does MJF kick out of it?
No.
Okay.
No. If he hits it, he wins.
Wrestling is at its best when it's simple.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to end winning at WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston at 35. Becky Lynch at
35.
35.
Yeah.
What a good Mania. Will Ospreay winning it All In.
It's fair.
If they did it for Saraya, you got to do it for Will Ospreay.
It's fair. It's fair. It's fair.
I think any way you do it, it's going to be interesting.
Oh my god, it's going to be one of the.
This is one of the matches I'm most looking forward to.
Oh yeah,
friggin' sure.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stick with MJF just to stick with MJF. But yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, the match that a lot of people, myself included, have been looking forward to the most for a bit now is Timeless Toni Storm and Mariah May. This is, in my opinion, even though they've ramped up some of the stories here over the last couple weeks, this is easily, to me, the best story they have going into this event.
Yep.
Now, I know the heel turn happened a bit ago now, so it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's cooled off, but it's kind of that was the apex of it, and now it's just kind of like we're ready for this here. You know what I mean? I expect this match to, first of all, 3 women's matches on this card on Sunday. So that is, keep going. That is good. How good, like this match is going to be incredibly good. I know Mariah May is the heel, but I think the crowd, I'm torn on this one though, because I feel like the crowd will still be in main support of Toni Storm, even though it's kind of more of a home area show for Mariah May.
They were in more support of her last night than Saraya.
To be honest,
they were more supportive of. Oh yeah. Last night they wanted Toni over. First of all, that match
interesting.
That was a little off. But yeah, the crowd was definitely. I think AEW was expecting a more pro Saraya crowd last night on Dynamite, and then it was like, oh no, everyone's just rooting for Toni. So okay. But I think during this, there'll be a mix, but I think
it'll be similar to Piper and Bailey. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you there. I thought you were done like twice, and I overtalk. I was excited.
Yeah, he'll yell at you.
That's why you know I will.
I deserve it.
I only yell at Plug.
I deserve it when I actually do that.
Yeah, see, he only yells at me.
But,
I do a lot of.
Yeah, you know what, JPJ? I'm sorry. Yell at Pluggo for me interrupting.
Well, we got
dude. That'd be like Spencer interrupted me. This is on you, Pluggo. You piece of shit.
We got Soupy saying that Timeless Toni's reign has been very memorable. Like, what a great run, which is true.
It's a killer. It's a killer character. She's hit the ground running with it. I think we all like. I know for me personally, like when she started it, I was like, there's definitely like I feel like there's a floor here, but like she succeeded at every. So she's figured out new ways to keep it interesting. So like kudos to her, because I thought for sure like, oh, this would run out of steam eventually, but no, I can't ever envision seeing her doing anything else.
No, I think she's been fantastic, man. And I really am looking at this as like Piper and Bailey. Like Piper and Evan got a great reaction at Clash of the Castle.
Yeah.
But the match started and people were still very firmly in Bailey's corner. What I do also see though is like if Piper had won the title that night, even in spite of being the heel in that, she would have got a huge pop.
Oh, yeah.
People would have loved it. And I think we're going to get the same for Mariah May with this one. I really do. Even just the way the story's gone, you know, I love the idea of like, you know, and maybe it's even why I'm still hot with like the Judgment Day.
Oh yeah.
Terror Twins angle is like, I like that idea of like, I came in here with a plan to take everything from you.
Yeah.
And it's 2 wildly different ways to get to the result of that. But like, I think that's really, really cool. And I like seeing goals accomplished.
Yeah. Do you think now that she's been back and in town with AEW the last week or so, do we think we see a Mina Shirakawa involvement in this match because of the history? She just came back. She's on Rampage. She's going to be in London this weekend. Because all right, let's lean into it because there is heavy speculation that one Jamie Hayter might return at All In, and everyone was kind of just assuming.
I was the only one that leaned.
What
the hell? What? You said let's lean into it. I leaned. No one else leaned.
Wait, hold on. You gotta lean up. You gotta lean up. Lean up.
Me?
No, Spencer needs to lean up.
Spencer is pretty
leaning. That's stretching.
I don't know.
Yeah, Spencer's pretty lean as it is. He's the leanest guy on the stream.
He's easily the leanest.
Steph, but fair.
But so there is rumor that maybe we see Jamie Hayter, home country girl. She's been obviously out for a long time. Everyone's been waiting for her to come back. Everyone would have thought, oh, well, you know, she was teaming with Britt. Britt's dealing with Mercedes. Mercedes now has Camille, who's a muscle. There's two of them, one of her. This makes sense, but we don't really know the full details. But Sean Ross Sapp kind of let the cat out of the bag that he doesn't think they're going to be working together anymore because of a relationship thing with Hayter and Britt. Whatever. Don't know. Not going to speculate on stuff like that. I think that this, if you are going to bring back Jamie Hayter, I think that this would be an opportunity to bring back Jamie Hayter if you were to involve Shirakawa. Because they had the story of Forbidden Door with all three of them, and they did the triple kiss, and they were all friends and all stuff like that. And then Shirakawa kind of went away. And she's been away through the whole heel turn. We don't really know where she aligns on this because they were very friendly with each other. She's back in town. She has a history with both these women, but her and Mariah May were very friendly in Stardom together.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think if you're looking for a way to get Jamie Hayter involved, whether you think Mariah May or Tony wins this match, I'm leaning with you, Spencer. I think Mariah May wins the belt. I think that is how they go here. If they're doing this, I did not hear about this. Are they doing this? Well, because if they're doing that, then 100% Jamie Hayter's in.
Because here's the thing with what you just said. I'm all for Jamie Hayter returning. I would hate to return her in a spot where you're having Mariah May win the belt and overshadow her winning the belt with Jamie's return.
That I understand, but
because Mariah's
there's a beatdown after though,
right? But still, like you're kind of maybe. But I just feel like with Mariah, because she's a newer star, she's not as established as like a Mercedes or a Britt or Tony. You bring in Hayter, all we'll talk about is Hayter and not Mariah, your new AEW Women's Champion. That's my only worry,
and that's a fair argument.
And because I want Hayter back. We joked with Ryan on the Mark Order Pod. Just debut Jamie Hayter after every match at Wembley. Just have her music hit 10,
like that
50.
Kane spot.
Just have her keep coming out because she's so awesome. But if Tony wins, I'm all in on Jamie coming back and being like, I want my belt back. I was hurt, but I had to give it up. But how that all went down. She squashed. But if it's Mariah, I don't want to ruin that spot.
I do not know. Is this a thing?
I mean, Tony,
because
Tony
I have Scott saying
is
too. If Saraya is doing an open challenge at All In,
is Saraya doing an open challenge at All In?
Yes, Spencer, she is. It'll be at the pre-show 0 hour.
If Jamie Hayter's answering that is not on the pre-show.
I know.
I did get a link. This is not a sponsored post. I did get a link to Saraya Dance Art Factory.
Wow.
Instagram.
All right.
Nice.
Hey. Hell yes.
Terry really dropping the goddamn ball.
Hey, listen, I believe in Scott. I believe in Soupy. If that's the case, then that's a way to do it. For sure.
Just hit like 45 power bombs and I'm set.
Just destroys Saraya and calls it a day.
Yeah.
So I mean, if Saraya,
somebody should powerbomb that dude.
If Saraya is doing an open challenge,
powerbomb him to hell,
then 1,000% Jamie Hayter is answering Saraya's open challenge. If that is happening,
maybe Ricochet answers it.
Ricochet is going to be in the gauntlet match, dude.
Maybe he does both.
Ricochet is going to be in the gauntlet.
Is he officially in the gauntlet? Has it officially been announced that open challenge?
It was officially announced today, reported officially that he has signed,
but they didn't
that
say
he is in in London.
But they didn't say he's in the gauntlet, so maybe him and Saraya are going to mix it up.
Pluggo?
I just told you in the Saraya match. Jesus Christ! Do you watch the show? Do you listen to
that gauntlet match? That's for a shot at the heavyweight championship, correct? Like the AEW World.
No, Asian Joe said Bobby Lashley answers Saraya's challenge. Maybe Becky Lynch. Maybe Becky Lynch shows up.
If Becky Lynch shows up at Wembley, I am going to have first lose it moment.
There's probably a 1 to 2% chance that Becky Lynch is the one. But how fucking insane would that be?
Becky Lynch has.
How insane would that be?
Becky Lynch is probably one of the only people who would be able to go and do like a one-off with All Elite and then be back in time for the Rumble.
That would be insane. It's not gonna happen, but that would be wild.
Brandon Jones is over here telling.
Yeah, Brandon.
James,
No, you're
Brandon
bang on.
being serious, but I mean, listen.
I'm just gonna go check on
Why
my dog.
be serious? What is fun about being serious? We're talking about fucking pro
this
wrestling.
That's speculating.
We're
here,
talking
and
about
that's
pro wrestling.
all I do.
We're not talking about
Listen,
politics. We're talking
if
about
you
pro
want,
wrestling.
check it out. If you want a serious, in-depth look at AEW,
this ain't it. This ain't
AEW, WWE, you go to Firmly. They kill it over there.
We do. We try. We try.
Absolutely kill it over there.
That's more in depth. That's more in depth. Action.
You want to talk about Bobby Lashley taking on Saraya at Wembley? You come to Beers.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's just how we roll here.
In all seriousness, if Saraya does an open challenge,
it has to be Jamie Hayter.
It has to. But there's options. But yes, Ricochet has not officially been announced for anything. He did sign. That's dope. Good for him. Get that back.
He has to be in this gauntlet match.
I would, yeah. I mean, he has to be. You have to put him somewhere. If you got Ricochet signed, and listen, I don't need him debuting and talking. That's not his strong suit. Put him in a match, let him kill it, and then we all see that. That's where I'm at. But anyway, yeah. If Saraya is, we're talking too much about Saraya here for one.
Sure, she does not deserve this much airtime.
Listen,
that match was rough last night, bro. That match
was
rough last night.
I'm not a wrestler. Everybody know I don't care. I don't ever want to be. I don't think I'll ever mix it up. Maybe she doesn't wrestle enough to stay sharp. I don't know. That match, the chemistry just was a little off. We'll just say it. Putting it nicely, it was a little off last night. But Brandon telling us to be serious. You're right. You're right. I mean, is this your first time here, Brandon? Welcome. We're happy you're here. We're happy you're here.
I just find it funny. Like, I appreciate the comment. I'm glad you're here, and hopefully you're taking this in a funny way that we are. But like, I just find it funny when people talk about. We're talking about pro wrestling here, like professional.
This is the wrestling least serious show.
The
I
main
think we run,
character of the last 30 years.
Yeah, if you want serious, hard-hitting wrestling talk, anything else on Love Wrestling is for you.
Yeah, like come on.
I predicted Marco Stark could answer the open challenge.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. We've been
Brandon, we love you. Thank you so much for taking it in stride, brother.
Yes. Agent Joe says, I said it last night. I think they need tag belts because Saraya would be more effective in a tag.
I think you're the only person saying that AEW needs more belts.
Fair. That could be fair.
Joe's the stud. He's a stud.
Oh, he is.
Oh, for sure. I wholeheartedly disagree. AEW needs to reduce the amount of belts. They need to combine a lot of the Ring of Honor belts with the All Elite.
No. If they're gonna, what they just need to do,
they just need to have the Ring.
They just need to have Ring of Honor on Ring of Honor.
That is also fair.
Listen, we glossed over. Let me really quick. I tuned into Collision this weekend and was like, what in the GM mode was Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes winning the ROH titles on a Collision show?
Just won the.
None of that makes sense. None of that makes sense. Put it.
Dustin Rhodes is a double champ right now.
I will never understand why you pay $10 a month to watch ROH when none of it happens on ROH.
On
TV.
ROH, it's bizarre.
Anyway, that's a great segue, Soupy.
I was gonna go there. Actually, I was gonna give Pluggo the floor because Hook is his boy.
Oh God.
And I was gonna say,
I'm not gonna.
It's the last chance. It's a last chance match for the FTW title. If Hook loses, he can never challenge for it again as long as Jericho is the champ.
Good.
It's not even a recognized title by AEW.
Fucking good.
And I will say this. Hold on. We were talking about belts in AEW. There are 10 matches on this show, 9 on the main card. And of the 9 on the main card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, you guessed it. All 9 are for belts.
Yeah.
All 9.
And
that's a lot of belts.
Yeah.
9 belts is a lot. And that's not even
every
belt they have.
Stakes.
I was gonna say that's
for the best.
That's not even every belt they have. 9 main card matches, 9 title matches. That is a lot.
And that's before TK goes crazy on Collision and announces like 4 other matches.
Correct.
Giannis Akematumbo is coming back for another match.
That's about a best. That's about the best.
So please excuse my butchered pronunciation.
Hey, neither does Tony Khan, brother.
It was Giannis Antetokounmpo. No, Antetokounmpo.
Giannis, I remember. That part's easy. That part.
I got your dog.
And then we got half guys saying, and Battle of the Belts matches aren't even all the belts. And then Asian Joe goes, a true Battle of the Belts card. Literally.
Well, it'll be a true battle of the belt card if no belt changes hands.
Well, we're gonna get a few. We're getting a few tonight.
All in, no belt.
All right, but like you do your thing, Pluggo. Say it.
Listen.
What
for those?
I'm on vacation.
I'm on it back. No, he's not. I'm on vacation. I hope he doesn't. Listen, I'm on vacation. Listen, I'm on vacation this week, and I started trying something new. So I've been posting some thoughts about these matches on the socials with the Twitter machines and stuff. And I said this thing's been going on forever. All the Vortex has done is taken all of the cool things that I love about my cool, the handsome devil Hook and ruined it. I want him as far away from Jericho as possible. I know this is Taz's baby and that's his son, but if you want to keep doing this learning tree thing and the FT that's fine. Just get Hook. I don't care if Hook loses as long as he's never around this Jericho Vortex ever again. I don't want it. I don't need him to win the belt. Honestly, just get back to Hook being Hook. What made Hook cool is not being shown in this feud. He's looking like a dope, and I don't like it. And honestly, I don't think he needs the FTW title anyway. And just get him away from it.
I think he should win it. I think he should win it, and then they should retire it. I think he should win it, and they should retire it. It's not even a recognized title. Just get it out of here.
But I think
it was Asian Joe, I believe, that was in the Firmly AEW chat earlier today, and he said, "I want Hook to just win it and give it to Taz, and just say
that
home
works too. Whatever you got to do." Man. But I just don't think he's gonna win. I just don't think he's gonna win.
I hope he wins for a lot of the reasons Pluggo said.
I hope Hook wins. I hope he wins too, but I don't care. If he wins it, he loses it. I don't care. Just get him away from Chris Jericho.
Hey,
stop messing with Hook. Oh yeah,
Fozzy, the report is Fozzy's playing him down to the ring, right?
They're the opener.
Fozzy's doing their thing.
I love to see it.
We put so much. This is the thing. This is the thing that's like one of the things about AEW that like annoys me a little bit is like we're putting so much effort into this non-recognized title.
Yeah,
like so much. They've been doing this since February. It's like this didn't need to be 6 months, man. Just be done with it. Get Hook, and at every turn they've made Hook look less and less what made Hook.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. So like I don't care if he takes an L to Jericho at All In, and then he's never. I just get him away. I don't. Yeah. Whatever you gotta do.
Yeah.
I never want to see Jericho Hook ever again.
Fair. Well.
Go ruin somebody else's
I mean,
career,
that's what
Jericho.
That's what Jericho does.
Go vortex. Go vortex somebody else, man. What's when Angelo Parker returns? Go drive him to the ground again. Jesus Christ, I'm just so tired.
Jesus, Pluggo, tell us how you really feel.
I love Hook. I love Hook so much. It's just it's unfortunate.
Yeah. We have.
Sorry, I know this is
the
love
AEW. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care about this match enough to have an opinion of it. To be honest with you, that's how much I don't care about it. I just want whoever wins, which I'm hoping it's Hook, just retire the friggin' belt, move on to something else. Jericho, move on to something else and figure it out.
And just on that note alone, if you're
we've
Hook,
already spent too much time on this.
But again, I'll end it here. I'll end it here, and I won't go long. If you're Hook. Why would you want to keep this belt? It just reminds
because
you
of his dad, right?
I get it. But don't you want to carve your own path in this world too? You can be happy, like, hey, thanks, Dad, for everything you've done. But I need to go out and be the Hook that I was meant to be, and go challenge for some real titles. That
that's why he's gonna go to NXT.
Yeah, go Simba this. Anyway, yeah, go out there, find your Timon and Pumbaa. Come back to the herd,
here, man.
The man that you're meant to be. Thank you, Dad, for everything.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, let's not ride Taz's coattails forever. You're not going to be able to do that in NXT when you sign later this year.
It's possible. We have another big match on the women's side of things for the AEW TBS Championship. They had a good piece of business to open Dynamite last night as well. I thought Britt Baker looked wonderful in this segment last night. It is Mercedes Moné.
Joe, that's even being nice about it.
That is being nice about it. He's more like the hyenas. Mercedes Moné. What?
That's good.
What?
He is.
Mercedes Moné. Look, Whoopi Goldberg was one of those hyenas. That is what it is.
She's the best hyena.
Whoopi Goldberg.
She was the best coach in Nick's history.
and Cheech were two of those.
And
original.
this is a full shoot. Sister Act 2 is probably one of the greatest sequels in history.
Both those movies rule.
You know what? I'm just gonna say it. I don't like Sister Act. I don't like either of them.
Get off!
The only reason,
Wow.
the reason that I don't like Sister Act, I will say,
Breaking news.
you can credit this one to my ex who loved Sister Act. I had to watch it way too often.
That's fair.
So
they
you
have-
want
they had
to be somebody. You
So I guess
gotta wake up
I
and pay
used
attention.
to like it. I just saw a lot of Sister Act.
That's fair. That's fair. The songs can get old. Brandon says in the chat that Britt and Monet segment was great. It was
good.
And I loved Britt talking about, because obviously Mercedes leans in and goes, yeah, you think you were special over here. Well, you were coming up in the business. I was making history and all that stuff. I love the Britt line when she was like, yeah, well, you always talk about that. You talk about your history. You were one of 4, right? Yeah. Well, I'm one of 1. That's what she said. I thought that was a great little line. I liked how she was talking about how she needs to see the old Mercedes that was breaking records and not this new one who only cares about CEO and money and fame and blah, blah, blah. She said, I want to see the Mercedes that little girls were looking up to when they wanted to become pro wrestlers and blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to see the one that I looked up to. And I thought it was really well done. And then obviously the rule was they couldn't get physical. And then you get Britt saying, I'm going to follow the rules, but this bitch right here is bothering me. And then she hits Camille with the mic and they kind of go into a little thing. So, really Mercedes' first real big match here in AEW with Britt. The first big match that Britt has had since she's come back. This is a massive match. I think this could open the show. I really do. Man, the two women's matches they have for these belts here are both just gigantic and should be incredible matches. Really.
I think they'll be incredible matches. I think that this definitely could have opened the show if in my personal opinion, like the build up to it was better. Like personally speaking, last night's segment was just the first segment I have enjoyed that these.
Yeah, I was going to say they felt like they had it. Like it was like this should have been a couple weeks ago to get you excited, and then you could have.
Yeah,
like, this was the best segment, but it's the one right before the which I guess.
And then they had the suspension thing, which whatever speculation.
Well, I think that was actually probably part of the reason why, because she wasn't around for a few weeks because of that. They tried to do vignettes and stuff, but I just think it wasn't as hot as you would expect this match to be.
You want these two doing MJF Ospreay in the ring face to face, cutting promos on each other.
Like I think it's going to be a great match. Don't get me wrong. I'm psyched for it. Don't get me wrong. But like, could it have been built better? I absolutely think so. Yeah. I don't know if it's just like, I don't know if it just hasn't clicked between the two of them or what it is. Like, I don't know.
I think they'll click in the ring. I think they're going to click in the ring.
So they're both just like so good at what they do.
I agree. I think we're all in agreement here with each other and Soupy here. However, I don't think this is a one and done. I think this match happens at All In, and I could see this.
I think
progressing a little bit, like it's a multi. What is that?
The coolest guy in the neighborhood.
Someone's got Speed Racer out.
Vin Diesel just moved in next door. He's living his life a quarter mile at a time.
I was going to say in the world drive by you.
It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
Listen, I'm a happily married man. Mrs. Pluggo is my world, but bro, save some for the rest of the dudes out there.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say you would leave. I thought you were going to say that you would leave your wife for Vin Diesel. I thought that's where we were going.
No. Listen, Vin Diesel's all right. No, but he ain't Mrs. Pluggo. But no, here's what I was going to say. Brandon's got a great question. I'm going to answer that in a second. But like, is it just me or maybe this feud isn't hitting because they're kind of surface leveling the shots at each other.
That's
right?
why I think
it doesn't feel as exactly like, MJF and Ospreay got real personal.
Yeah.
Like Punk and Hangman. I mean, granted, we know what happened after Hangman went a little, but it just feels like they're like, well, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Like, let's just keep it here. But if they went a little deeper with some of it, it might be like, oh shit, there's some real heat here. But because like I said, Britt did the whole, like, I want the Mercedes that little girls looked up to. And it's like, okay, how many times have we heard that? out of a baby face in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I like them both very, very much as professional wrestlers. This just hasn't clicked in the way that I think a lot of people, and like Soupy put perfectly, like it hasn't hit like a lot of people thought that it would have or expected that it would have.
Because
we
thought
deliver like no one's business. But
we thought this was going to be the greatest women's match if they did it right when they teased
this was
it.
the dream match everybody talked about. As soon as Mercedes left, like this was really when you talked about AEW, this was it.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
But I expect that the match will live up to the expectations. It's just it's been a little
Mercedes.
I think Mercedes. Yeah, I think Mercedes keeps it. I could see Britt getting it from her at some point, like if they prolong it here, but I think Mercedes wins this one for sure.
Okay, cool.
I really think, and I know, I trust Sean Ross Sapp like everybody should as far as the news goes on his end of things. Or if they're not going to work together between Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, I completely get that. But speaking personally, like the perfect spot to bring someone like a Jamie Hayter back is Mercedes wins, her and Camille with the beatdown. Tag team match 2 weeks from now at All Out, because again, you got to make sure that somebody, when they're coming back from injury, is taken care of as safely as humanly possible, in my opinion. So having Jamie Hayter as part of a tag match there, building up to something, maybe Wrestle Dream, Jamie Hayter gets the shot at Mercedes Moné, or I don't know. If they don't want to work together, then maybe Jamie turns or Britt turns on Jamie, and that's the match at Wrestle Dream 6 weeks later, right? Like there's a lot there. And I think that maybe it's me speculating. Well, maybe it's me speculating a little too much, but like you look at what happened to Proud and Powerful and like just the huge missed opportunity there. And I would hate for that to happen for another show.
Really? Yeah. Oh, that's a great. Can I do the transition this time?
Yeah.
Can I do it? Okay, check it out. So we're going to do this. Brandon asked, do y'all think Shane McMahon was going to come to AEW? Yeah, he's going to answer the Saraya Open Challenge. Nope, I'm kidding. There's a gauntlet match.
No.
Please.
He might be in the gauntlet match, dude.
I swear to God, he better not be. He better not be. I don't want to see him in a wrestling ring ever again. He's
not a terrible wrestler.
He's 55, whatever. The last time he tore his knee doing a leapfrog. I don't want to see him in the ring anymore.
Here for the chaos. Here for the chaos.
No.
Well, but do you guys think he'll come to AEW?
Do I think it would be a bad thing for Tony Khan to look into working with Shane McMahon about running a business and how to clean up a little bit of the issues that are happening backstage all the time? Yes, I think that would be a smart move for Tony Khan to want to do business with Shane McMahon. He is a very good businessman. He grew up in the wrestling business. I think he could bring a lot behind the scenes to AEW, and I think he would be a great hire.
Yeah,
I do not need to see that man.
He's 54, JPJ, not 55.
My B. I'm sorry. I do not.
Listen,
I do not need, nor do I have any interest whatsoever of seeing Shane McMahon wrestling in an AEW wrestling ring ever.
Can I give you a converse opinion?
Yes, please.
Shane McMahon is financing the Elite.
That would be something I could see myself buying into.
I think if
he would be an authority figure though, or like
I don't even think an authority figure. Like I'm literally going back to like old school NWO, like Ted DiBiase as their financier, or Eric Bischoff as like the person behind them. Maybe like their own personal authority figure. As weird as that sounds, but like. Yeah, Shane McMahon.
I could buy.
How much heat would you get? How much heat would you get as the Young Bucks, who already are getting a ton, saying, "You know what, Tony? We decided we needed to look for some outside resources in our roles as EVPs, someone who really understands business." And here comes the money hits.
Oh,
can they use that song?
Well,
maybe
the proverbial here comes the money by Pink Floyd hits.
We need a new segment on this show because the chaos in this show. I never know who's he talking to. I'm assuming it's always JPJ, but we always get these like I agree comments. We need people to start tallying up Do you agree with JPJ, or do you agree that Bobby Lashley is going to be in the Open Challengers?
No.
Yeah, I think Shane McMahon. I number one, I
Mean
do
Street
hope, I
Posse
do hope he
2.0.
appears.
Hell yeah!
Honestly, how great would it be even if Shane and Tony did a recreation of that big dumb Eric and Vince idiot handshake that they had?
Yeah, that's fair.
I would love to see
Street
Shane
Posse.
McMahon. Maybe not wrestling all that often, but
Who's
He's
Pete
the best
Gas?
in the world.
That's all I need to know is who's Pete Gas.
He won the best in the world trophy. He's still got it.
He's got his accolades, and Soupy with the good point. Like, imagine if Shane McMahon's not restricted by that WWE style.
It's true. Yeah.
He goes coast to coast
Maybe
on
he'll be
Will
able to-
Ospreay.
Listen, all right, and I know it's happenstance and people get injured. The last time we saw the guy, he literally blew out his knee doing a leapfrog. All right, I think,
And he's gonna come back better than
you
ever.
know,
He's been
maybe.
rehabbing for this moment.
I doubt it.
Have him come out to Bischoff's theme.
That'd be incredible. That'd be incredible.
There we go. The ultimate meta of everybody who hates everybody hating everybody more.
Yeah. All right, we are gonna go. We're already at the 2-hour mark. Obviously, we have the run over if we need, but let's go a little bit rapid fire for these next few ones.
I talked to production.
Yeah.
You're good for.
We're good with the overrun. We got the overrun. Warner Brothers Media approved.
We're gonna stay with the action as long as it takes.
Yeah, we're gonna say as long as it takes, and then it ends at like 10:03, and you're like, "The fuck was the point of you? The hell?
They're brawling in the parking lot. We'll see you next week."
That's very cool, Dustin. Thank you for that.
Wait, when are you getting SmackDown?
September 6th.
Very good.
September 6th in Edmonton. September 9th, we've got Monday Night Raw in Calgary, and I will be at both. I am so dang excited. There is nothing better than live.
We're gonna get a return of the Miz Force. Ooh.
Maybe if the Miz is alive, he almost got killed by Bronson Reed on Monday.
Yeah. Well, that's his own damn fault.
So we have.
I want a no DQ match with Bronson Reed so I can beat him up. You realize, Miz, that means he can beat you up too.
That's not what the Miz said. I thought the Miz promo on Monday was good. I liked it.
I liked it, but in essence, that's what he wanted. Okay.
I actually thought when Pierce was like, "Are you sure you want this match?" Because I think I should just go out there and suspend him. And the Miz at first is like, "I don't know if I want this match. I probably don't want this match."
Right? Yeah, no,
like
sure.
And I was like, he hurt my friend, and I got to fight for my friend. So.
My friend that I yell at weekly.
That I'm going to turn on in 2 weeks. Yeah. That is my friend. I need to go get my ribs squished.
He's a moron, but I love him.
Yeah. All right. We have Jack Perry versus Darby Allin in a coffin match for the TNT Championship. There is rumor that Sting is in town for All In. Now, Darby Allin is 2-0 in coffin matches. He has never lost one. However, Jack Perry just made that belt. I don't know if you saw that kind of cool video of him actually making the TNT.
So talented.
It was a cool video. He literally just made it. Is he going to lose it already?
Mrs. Pluggo would have yelled at me the whole time, going, "Don't burn the house down, you moron."
Well, you wouldn't have been able to make the belt as good as he did. You would have burned the house down.
I would have.
You would have not been able. First of all, why would you be doing it in the house?
Because I'm not smart.
But anyway,
you have a smelter in your house?
Yeah, dude.
Do we think that Jack
we're
Perry
smelters over here?
Do we think that Jack Perry retains, or do we think Darby Allin remains undefeated in coffin?
Can I say this? I respect Jack Perry a lot for all the things that people have said about him online. He could have done the typical heel shit where he goes, "I'm not wrestling you on your terms, yada, yada, yada." But he went right after Darby and he said, "I want your match type. I want the coffin match." So I kind of respect that power move. Then he makes a new belt, super confident. I think Jack Perry wins. I think you got to keep him strong. I really think if you want this to take off and be something, and you gotta have him get a big win over Darby. And Darby's bulletproof, man. He could take losses and be fine. The dude, this is what he's here for. And
as Soupy says, he also already has a world title match booked at
because
he won that match. So
I'm not going to go down that whole that was a whole weird triangle thing. But yeah, give it to Jack Perry. Let him have a real coffin. Let him have a real glass. Let it be a real flamethrower. I don't care. Just keep it going.
Yeah,
Spencer?
I think Jack Perry wins. I think that if Jack Perry is asking for his match stipulation, he already has a plan to win.
Well, what about Asian Joe saying that mofo Sting is going to be in the coffin when Jack opens it?
If Sting's in that coffin, Asian Joe, I'll lose my mind. Holy
Sting
shit.
is there. Sting is there.
He's probably doing a wrestling con. He's busy.
He's probably
he's hanging out with Kimmy.
You never know. You never know.
I hope Sting's involved somehow, even if it's just to get Seek and Destroy as the entrance again, because that was one of the coolest AEW moments ever, not just All In last year.
Maybe Sting turns on Darby, dude.
I effing hope not.
No.
That retirement was perfect, man.
It was a perfect way to go out.
In so many ways, I could see it happen. And we never got a singles match from Sting, and we never got Sting versus Darby, but like that ended. It's the same sort of thing as I said with the New Day. Everybody should turn on everybody at some point, except when they really shouldn't.
Yeah. I forgot about the pre-show match, so let's just talk about it quickly. It's going to be a mixed tag. Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway against Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii. The stipulation is that the winning team gets to choose the stipulation for the one-on-one match between Willow and Statlander at All Out. That is on the pre-show.
Stokely Hathaway is 100% winning, right?
I was going to say, here's a sentence I
like
never thought I would say in my life, but Stokely Hathaway is going to pin Tomohiro Ishii.
Right?
And I am going to fucking lose my mind. I am just going to lose my mind. It will be the funniest thing in the world. If you thought Stokely Hathaway could trash talk now, I can't wait for that. You saw his promo about him being the Stone Pitbull, right?
Yes.
That was one of the funniest things I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want so badly for Stokely Hathaway to be the one who picks up the pin in this match.
Like, I was thinking about it today.
I want Willow to pin him in like 14 seconds.
Is Stokely ever wrestled before, like on the indies or stuff?
Yeah,
like,
he's had 50. He's had 50 matches.
Okay, because I've never.
Sean Ross Sapp tweeted that today.
I've never seen one, matches. So I'm going in this blind.
I mean, the only time that we have seen him in NXT and here, he's been a manager. He's been a manager.
Actually, the most we've seen Stokely Hathaway here on Love Wrestling specifically, however, is that Zach Ralph, our own Zach Ralph, owns his Diamond Mine pants.
That is true.
Because of a great addition to Quizplex. So there's a fun one for you.
But I think Stat and Stokely are going to win. I think it's always works better when the heels get to choose the stipulation. Kind of
a silly question as well, too. Like, does AEW do like their intergender matches in like the sort of traditional WWE style of like, okay.
I want to say this one is going to be that when the ladies get tagged in, they have to fight each other, and when the guys get tagged, I want to say it's like that.
I literally think Chris Statlander goes out there like the friggin' monster of a badass that she is, beats the hell out of both Willow and Tomohiro Ishii, and then tags in Stokely Hathaway, who picks up the easiest, cockiest pin of his life. And
I think Stokely slaps her on the back and takes the pin. Because they have that little like stat, and they have that little like Stat's kind of annoyed with Stoke all the time, and I could see him like taking the glory and taking the win. And
that's the Stone Pitbull, and the Stone Pitbull picks up clean wins, brother.
Yeah, that's right. He's just like, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this.
I literally think it's gonna be Statlander. Statlander is gonna absolutely just beat the hell out of everybody. Yeah. And Stokely Hathaway is gonna pick up the win. And Soupy, bang on. If Willow hits a pounce on Stokely, he's going to go out of the goddamn ring.
Yeah. But Asian Joe brings up a good point. He says, "Yeah, but they don't even really follow tag rules for regular tag matches." So,
that's
also very fair.
You know, that is a good point. We have a couple. Speaking of tag team matches, we have a 4-way London ladder match for the trios, the AEW World.
Paul London?
Yeah, exactly. We have the champions, the Patriarchy, defending against the Bang Bang Gang, which is the Guns and Juice Robinson, the House of Black, and there is going to be a match that is happening. It's either on Rampage or Collision that is going to determine the 4th team. I have the 4th team. I know who it is. I don't know if I should just say it, but it is Pac and the BCC, Claudio and Wheeler Yuta is going to be the 4th team there. So sorry if I spoiled it. My B, yo. But that's going to be the 4th team.
How do you get these scoops?
Wikipedia. So who knows? It might not even be true. But it's this match is going to be utter chaos. A 4-way trio ladder match. Like, this is going to be absurd with the amount of spots. It's just going to be pure chaos. But I think the Patriarchy and Christian Cage are still gonna retain and find a way to leave as the trios champion still. But this match could open just chaos to start the show. You know that spots are gonna be insane. There's gonna be a bunch of wild stuff. It should be pretty nuts. But I think now Patriarchy retains.
Is it Luchasaurus or Switch or what's his name? Kill Switch or is it Mama Wayne?
No, it says with Mama Wayne.
Oh,
so it's Christian.
Needed that important clarification there.
Yeah. Mama Wayne will be out there though.
How dare you, Spencer, assume that Mama Wayne's wrestling in this match?
Yeah.
Do we
think we could see returning Jay White maybe?
I always will hope
and maybe
for that.
the Bang Bang Gang gets him back. Maybe. I don't think so. I'm picking the Patriarchy.
No, I think Patriarchy
could
wins.
we? Yeah, I think so. I think that's where we go. Then Pluggo, what are you thinking?
I was gonna go with the Bang Bang Gang, just to be different.
There we go.
Have a little
we
fun
then had.
with it. I don't think either one of you are wrong though, but it's bad television if we all pick the same people.
It's fair. It's fair. All right, we have this. We have one more match, and then we'll kind of dive into Swerve and Danielson before we get out of here. Scott, I agree with you. I said it earlier today. I thought the match that Claudio and Okada had last night on Dynamite was so good, and it ended in like a draw, no contest. I thought they should have just ran it back on Saturday. Just added it back to we're redoing it on Saturday. That match was so good. That match was so good. All right, we have a triple threat, a three-way. Sorry, triple threat is WWE. We have a three-way tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. It is the Young Bucks defending against the Acclaimed and FTR. Now, this sucked last night. All right. The trios match to end the night last night was great. I very much enjoyed Darby Allin and FTR versus the Elite, the Bucks and Perry. Very much enjoyed it. What happened after that sucked. I don't care about.
Honest with you,
the Acclaimed came out. Max Caster cut a mediocre, below average promo / rap. Bowens did his thing. I like Bowens a lot. And then they literally ended the show with just Billy Gunn telling everyone
to suck it.
That's how the show. And I was like,
to what? On earth? To what?
To suck it.
Oh,
or whatever he said. He does something else, but it was that. And I was sitting there going, that's how, like, last night's Dynamite was awesome. But I was like, what a terrible ending sequence. Not even segment, because the match was great. But oh, man. Oh, it was just.
I'm gonna let Spencer take.
The whole thing that led to this made me feel weird, because FTR getting involved in the tag title match last week and causing the DQ, that was like the most un-FTR like thing that FTR would ever do. Mm-hmm. They're like the pros of pro wrestling. You know what I mean? Why would they get themselves involved in a tag title match between two? Like, that's not what FTR. It's just so not like them.
To only have it end in a draw.
Yes, because they were just finding a stupid way to get to a triple threat match. Now, the match on Collision between the Acclaimed and FTR was great, but the ending of that also sucked. And it was convoluted and trashy just to get to this. This match should be really good, obviously. It's going to be a good match. I think the Young Bucks retain, but I really don't give a shit about this at all.
No. And
it's bad,
I'm
man.
Kind of in the same boat, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know. I kind of look at this one the same way that I look at like Britt and Mercedes, to be honest with you, and that like you know the match is going to slap. Every match on this card is going to deliver.
Oh yeah.
But like how we got here, I don't understand. Now I hate this whole debate that's going around Twitter right now, and shut up, everybody, please. What's more important, storytelling or the wrestling? Like it's one and the same.
They gotta be like this,
man. You need both.
Correct.
Yeah, and
you tell stories
cool.
in the matches and outside the matches in wrestling.
Exactly.
You tell stories everywhere.
Very excited, and I don't know. And I do feel like, and this might sound silly, because I at least like the fact that they didn't do your traditional of like, hey, here's our 3-month feud, and then it's over, and then we never see each other again. Yeah. Like, I like the fact that they've sort of kept FTR and Young Bucks at least in each other's sights, or at least their purviews for a lot of the time that they've been in AEW.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like it is a bit of a cop-out to do this match. I really don't have a better way to put it. So, I think you hit the nail on the head. And sorry, I got to let Rip outside here again real quick.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like you're wrong there, but I also feel like it was a weird improvisation or a weird call to make on the fly, if that's the case. You know,
it's very bizarre.
I can still hear you guys. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
We talked about it last week, like pretty extensive, and I think it was. I don't remember who we talked to. Who do we have on the show last week?
AJ, come on.
AJ, bro. That's right. I'm having it. It's been a long week, but they just haven't. They heated up the Acclaimed again to get him to this Bucks match, thinking this would be the move to, you know, the Acclaim's going to get over. They haven't gotten as over as we're used to, and they just don't have anybody else in this tag division right now that's heated up enough to be in this spot. So they're like, let's just do it again. Let's go Bucks FTR, like Spencer said. It's going to rule.
Oh yeah,
and I think all the components are good components, but it's just like, yeah, I want to go into this thing at a fever pitch, being like, oh my god, I can't wait for this match. Like, but what did you do? And then these caster raps, like I've been paying attention.
Man, they've been so bad.
They've not been good. They have not been hitting like they used to. Maybe they weren't hitting back then either. But like, does he not run this shit by Bowens and Billy before he does it? Because like you watch him do it and they're just kind of like, they never break to like, but you can tell they're just like, okay.
Yeah, I bet you he doesn't. I bet you he probably just gets it approved by whoever he needs to get it approved by, and he just doesn't.
Listen, like I said, the match is going to rule.
I think
if you want to be different, if you want this to make any kind of like a semblance of sense, FTR and the Bucks have to cancel each other out and the Acclaimed win.
You give it back to the Acclaimed. Can we see the Acclaimed turn heel here? Maybe. Because I think, look, there's been a lot of people saying they need to break up the Acclaim. Bowens is a star, and I agree with them. I do think Bowens will be a single star, and Caster probably will not. They just need something different, dude. Whether it's they end up beating the shit out of Billy Gunn, or they just need something. I'm not saying they definitely need to break up, which I do think they should at some point. But what if they just turn heel? Oh wow, imagine.
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of Billy Gunn.
I would be okay with that. Imagine they beat the shit out of Billy Gunn and then like Bobby Lashley showed up as like their new. That'd be okay. I'd be all right with that.
But I don't know what they need. And listen, like I'm glad that they're trying to tell stories to get us where we need to go, and they're telling different stories than maybe the other company has told. But you know, and I give them credit for that. But that doesn't mean every story hits. Just because you know what I mean.
Exactly it, man.
I don't you just missed on this.
Doesn't
one.
mean there's
That's
bad horror movies.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean every horror movie's bad. It's just it ain't.
Like you said, match is going to rule, but that doesn't mean the story leading up to the finale.
I just think like I don't think we need to rush to the breakup of the Acclaimed. Like clearly their overness and their fan favoritism has waned here. Clearly. So why don't you just give them a little change, make them turn heel, see how that works. And then if they're still not getting any traction, you can do whatever you want to do there. Have Caster turn on both, whatever you're going to do. I just think that a little run as heels, because they've been baby faces for so friggin' long. And they were really, really over last year. But for the majority of this year, they haven't been that over. So like, see how it runs as heel. When was the last time they've been heels? When they first started as a tag team? Before they got over?
Yeah, I was going to say
3 years ago, 4 years ago.
That they got naturally over and been since then.
So like have them just try that, you know. I don't know. Either way, I think the Young Bucks are retaining. Are we all in agreement that we think that's what's happening?
I took the Acclaimed.
Oh, you took the Acclaim. You're saying to be different. That's right.
Well, not even that. I just think too, like you could do something there. Sure, I'm going with that.
We got Agent Joe saying this overrun of Between Two Beards is how a real overrun should be. Take notes,
That's because the boss is here. He's letting us.
Yeah, you're getting an extra 20 to 25 minutes of us tonight. That's a real overrun.
And no picture in picture.
Yeah, we're gonna stay with you as long as we can. We got the approval. 10:02. The match ends. What the hell?
This will put butts in seats.
You want to know what happened at the end of Beards? Call 1-800-227-555. Talk to Gene Okerlund. He's got the inside scoop.
He's got it.
Here's the hotline. Oh my god. There we go.
The Love Wrestling hotline. Speak to Spencer Love. He'll tell you exactly what went down.
Well, I want to. Yeah, we
First
got the main
minute's
event.
free.
We got the main event to talk to. Obviously, this is going to be probably a pretty good discussion. I will say this has nothing to do with AEW, but when we're talking about like old things that used to happen in wrestling, on Raw, the end of Raw, we got a very old school ending where they went off the air as Randy Orton and Gunther were still fighting each other. I feel like we haven't got that in a decade, 15 years, I feel like it's been. Not a brawl, like a big brawl, like with multiple people, like one-on-one, just in the ring, slugging it out. And they're like, we're out of time.
Lashley might have even been the last time that, like, I really remember it happening.
We're out of time. We got to get out of here.
Or Joe and Lashley. Or Joe and Lesnar, excuse me.
Yeah, something like that. That was good stuff. All right, main event. Title versus career. It is Swerve Strickland defending the AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Bryan Danielson. As he referred to himself last night, the best fucking wrestler in the world. The American fucking I don't think we actually picked a prediction.
Ricochet.
I think so. Well, here's my thing.
Or Shane O'Mac.
We know 5 people. There's 20. This goes up to 21 people.
Becky Lynch.
The casino aspect of it. We have 5 people. Orange Cassidy, who will be the number 1 entry. Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, Evil Uno, Roderick Strong, and Hangman Adam Page. So we know 6. So that leaves 15 open slots. We assume Ricochet. I think Hangman probably is the favorite unless someone like a Ricochet, because I think Jeff Jarrett is going to fuck Hangman over here. And then at All Out, we're getting Hangman.
It's for a shot at All Out, correct?
It is for a shot at All Out.
It's going to be Hangman.
I don't know. I think it's only Hangman if Swerve wins. I think if Danielson doesn't.
But you won't know that at the time of this gauntlet.
It's true.
And that's exactly right.
Yeah,
so for me, like Hangman
Swerve and Danielson do have the history. They went to the time limit draw and they did the, they do have a history. But Hangman openly on Dynamite said, Renee was out the back and she was like, I just heard Hangman got asked to leave the building. Oh, and then she caught up with him and he's like, I did what I had to do. I needed to get into this match because I need to prevent Swerve from finding happiness, basically. So he really only cares about screwing. It doesn't.
And that's where I'm at with it too, because that actually
affects
my prediction here a bit. But because as far as I know, Hangman and Swerve are the match at All Out. Like that's the tentative plan.
That's the rumor,
according to reputable sources.
So how about this then? Hear me out. Now this is going to get convoluted. I was under the impression that I, like Soupy, was picking Hangman. I call him Hangman, sorry, but I was picking Hangman. But if Ricochet is going to debut, I don't want Ricochet to just kind of be like, oh, he debuted, but then he lost the match. Like, if you're going to debut him, like, I feel like he should make the debut matter. Like,
just do
Ricochet him winning
and Ricochet Danielson.
Amazing.
Like if it is so right now, I'm assuming that it'll happen at All Out. That's and then that changes.
I don't know, but with Ospreay, with Darby already having the title match at Grand Slam, which is in between All Out and Wrestle Dream, I feel like this should be at All Out.
Pro wrestling.
I feel like that's what they should do.
Pro wrestling for me is at its best when it's simple.
Yeah,
and I think that Bryan Danielson, I do that still so often. Excuse me. Bryan Danielson is going to win at Wembley Stadium in front of 50,000 people. He's going to carry the title through All Out, and he will retain at Grand Slam, and he will lose it back to Swerve Strickland at a passing at the torch moment in Seattle,
in Washington,
Tacoma, Washington.
That's what I would think.
Wrestle Dream.
But here's my thing. I think Ricochet is going to win the gauntlet. If he's debuting, I think he's going to win. I think Hangman is going to lose his mind, and I could see Hangman costing Swerve the title to Danielson, and that's how you get to the Hangman Swerve match, not for the title at All Out, like the last grudge match of it, and then you can have Danielson and Ricochet in this fucking one-off banger for the title, and Danielson retains. Then he beats Darby. And then it's Swerve or Hangman, however that goes. You could make All Out. You could say, all right, Swerve and Hangman, the winner of this is getting Danielson at Wrestle Dream. That's it.
Yeah.
And for me, something like that.
And then you Swerve's been the heel in this feud with Danielson.
Yes.
Like he has just objectively been the heel. And you've got to find
heel
a way
or noble man who's trying to reunite a father with his kids.
Heel. So for me, like, you're going to have to, because when Swerve goes to Tacoma, like Wrestle Dream, it's going to be 2 guys from Washington for the title. It is the biggest main event they can have there. It just
they do a triple threat and involve Hangman.
With Darby?
No, with Hangman.
Like
Swerve, Hangman, and Danielson. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't disagree that it'd be awesome, but
don't overthink it, JVJ.
I don't think I'm overthinking it. I think Hangman is very essential to the Swerve storyline.
Yeah,
I think it's very essential. I am not overthinking it. I don't think I'm overthinking it.
I just look at all the stuff they're doing with Danielson and all of this. Like, it can't be this soon, right? Like, his career is not going to end on Sunday, right? Like, I just can't fathom it.
To me,
because here's the thing: they're doing these send-off things, but they're not proper send-off.
To me,
things.
once, and this is a wrestling trope for me, once you say it's for a career, I do not believe the career is ending. Period.
No.
And look at Danielson's full-time in-ring career is ending very soon, within the next 2 months. Yeah, he has openly said so.
Yep.
However, once this became title versus career, that's when I was like, well, Danielson's not retiring at All In. So that tells me that he's probably winning. He's probably
as soon
winning.
As they announced Wrestle Dream was in Tacoma, I knew he wasn't done until after, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe this is just like, I'm a fairly sentimental guy. Like, why would you not want to have your last match in as close to your hometown as you can possibly have, putting someone else over for your company's biggest prize?
Yeah.
Like, why would you not do that? You're going to make, like, Brian Danielson, like, he's Seattle's guy. He's Washington's guy.
Yeah.
And that'll extend the Swerve.
He'll be putting over.
Swerve isn't already. Exactly.
No, and what he'll be doing in that moment is putting over the next Washington guy.
Exactly, man.
Well,
so
I
do agree.
Darby's a Washington guy too, but
I know Danielson has been very adamant about he didn't want to win titles. He just wanted to wrestle great matches. But like, wouldn't that be crazy in his AEW career that he didn't hold some gold at some point?
And to be honest, like,
like just
Sting didn't want to be a tag team champion, but it was a perfect moment.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always, as dumb as this is going to sound, like, it's not always exactly about what the wrestler wants 100% of the time, nor is it always about what the booker wants 100% of the time. But like, again, I think that if you say, look, we need you to do this, and you're going to get the opportunity to do, again, you versus Swerve in Tacoma.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
And you're right, Asian Joe.
Asian Joe is right. That's why I showed it on the screen, because he is right. That should be his last match against Nigel. I don't think it will be. I think it'll be against Swerve again.
After Swerve Brian drops the title, I think that his next match will be at All In next year against Nigel.
That'd be great. Yeah, because he's openly said he's not retiring per se. He's just full time is done.
Exactly.
His full time is done.
Scott's saying he didn't want to plug. I know he didn't want to, but I feel like he needs to. Like Tony has to step in and go, look, this is what's best for business, right? Like, come on, you got to do it.
That's how Drew.
There's stuff I don't want to do at my job.
Yeah, of course. So Pluggo, what you just said right there is the exact way that Drew has been saying this the whole time. Like, I don't care if Danielson doesn't want it or not. It needs to happen, because and also another thing about this, yes, it needs to happen for the people that love Bryan Danielson.
And I bet you Swerve behind the scenes wanted it too.
I think it needs to happen for the history of AEW.
Yeah.
I think you need to have Bryan Danielson's name on that world heavyweight title lineage. Period. End of story.
Yep.
He's arguably, and by many people, it's not even arguably, he's the greatest North American wrestler of all time. And I love him.
And he was in your company for how many years?
For 4 years or so. And if he's never a world champ, and again, I don't like just giving people things to give it to them, but I think for the lineage of that belt, Bryan Danielson's name needs to be on it. It needs to be on it. And this is the moment you have. You know he's going to have it for a month or two. Even though I was even against this match happening, because I think that this match should be Hangman and Swerve. And I will say that till the end of time. And that's not an anti-Danielson thing. I always have to say that. Not an anti-Danielson thing.
So
Hangman and Swerve is the story.
I don't think you can do Hangman.
You
can't do Hangman and Swerve at Wembley, because I think that they're going to have it be a lights out match.
That's fair.
And you can't do that. You can't do that at Wembley Stadium.
We had
you can certainly do that in a venue you've got a little more control over, and a pay-per-view that you've got a little more control over. This is your first experience with a promotion, in a lot of people's cases, I would guess it's their biggest show of the year. It's the same way WrestleMania builds so many new fans every year. Like, you can't be like, all right, here's the real glass.
I will say this, and
wrong.
we had Mike from Indeed on earlier. He made that banging music video for this past weekend.
Rules.
Mike openly on this show before has said, because when we were talking about Hangman and Swerve when it was at its height, we said, how do you top the Texas Death from last year? Because Hangman drank his blood. Unbelievable.
Yeah, are you just going to go out there and have like a straight up wrestling match?
Come on, man. He was drinking his blood.
Rest holds.
Yeah, now let's go out there and see who the better competitor is.
Got hung over the corner post to Luke. Come on now.
See your technical.
But our bud, Mike from Indeed, said, when we asked that question, he said, I think they should run back the exploding barbed wire death match, but do it proper. And ever since he said that, I said, that's exactly what should happen.
They should never.
Exactly what
it is a good idea, but I'm like, yeah, what's proper means somebody dies.
No, but there's actually a legitimate explosion at the end of the match that this is supposed to be not.
We've had better pyro on this show.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, all right. You guys got an extra half hour of us talking all in, talking some West Edmonton Brawl. We want to thank Big Bad Boris for popping in and gracing us with his presence. We want to thank Mike for popping in and debuting that video. That rules, and will probably be all over our social medias here shortly if it already isn't. But
I'll thank Tanner for stopping by.
I'll thank him. He texted me on the side and he was like, "Bro, it's all in fun." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Do you think I'm really angry?"
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna play it off that I am, but I'm like, yeah, I thought it was.
He texted me and asked me, and I was like, I think he thinks it's all in fun.
Yeah, and then he was like, and then I was like, once you put the Yankee hat on, it's over, bro.
Yeah,
friendship out the window. Friendship out the window.
That's right. I'll kick it with Tanner.
But most importantly, we want to thank you, Spencer, for giving us 2.5 hours of your time coming on here, chatting up some LPW and some AEW and a little bit of WWE, a little bit of everything here.
Thank you for having me. All the
absolutely.
W's.
Let the people know. I know we talked about the matches already announced, but let the people know where they can find you. Obviously, we have another LPW show next week, but what you got coming up, just let the people know what's going on in the life of Spencer Love.
Well, what's going on in the life of Spencer Love and Love Pro Wrestling is our next set of events. Check us out August 29th and 30th at the Rec Room South Edmonton Common for LPW CWS 17, which is wild, and LPW 29 on the Friday night. Tickets are available at tixr.com/love wrestling. Make sure you pick them up. We're going to sell out the Friday night again. And Thursday night is quite literally the most inexpensive ticket you can get in Edmonton's pro wrestling scene. So come and check us out. We would love to see you. But if you want to follow us wherever podcasts are played, videos are viewed, or awesome content is created by awesome people, you can find us at Love Wrestling CA. Please do. Love it. Only it's spending love. But if you're going to support me, I retweet myself enough. So follow all of us. We got a lot of great stuff, not only in the past, but a lot of great stuff coming up here in the next little bit. But thank you guys.
Before we go over to Pluggo, because I realized that I didn't do this at the beginning. Do you want to tell the people about our friends at NordVPN real quick? Or do you want me to do it?
Tell people about our friends at NordVPN?
Yeah. Do you want me to do it?
You know what, Japes? You do a good read.
I try.
I'll let you do. You're great at it. I'll let you. You know what? Exhibit your greatness in another way.
I did a good one today on Firmly AEW. I did a good one.
I heard.
Can I live up to that? I don't know if I can. Pluggo, you want to
see? Then let's test it out.
Pluggo's laughing like you're asking me to do it.
Reading.
Come on, bro. Jesus.
Wow. I was about to too, but nope.
I didn't say that. That was Spencer that said that. I didn't make fun of your reading ability.
I did. I made fun of your reading ability.
That wasn't me. Do you want to do it?
But listen, if you want good reading abilities.
What? Is it a library? Are they a library? What the hell
it is not a library.
What the fuck are we talking about? You guys
if you want your internet library to be able to go anywhere on the planet that you want it to
I would assume that most of us here, I know the three of us here, I know most of the people in the chat are, I would assume they're wrestling fans. And we just talked about how over the next 8 weeks, we have 3 pay-per-views on AEW. And if you live in the States, those pay-per-views cost $50 each.
USD.
Well, one of 50 USD. That is a lot of money in 2 months to spend $150. And one of the perks of our buddies and our friends at NordVPN is you can change your location. Your Wi-Fi location, you can change it at any time.
Click on
and you can say you are from maybe somewhere where it's not $50 for those pay-per-views. It could be $10. It could be $9.99. It could be $20. It could be maybe $0 somewhere. You never know. But NordVPN, for us wrestling fans, that is one of the perks you can have if you go check them out. They are also the safest VPN you can be a part of. You know, you go on vacation, you go traveling, you got to join the public Wi-Fi where you are. That's when hackers and shady people can steal your data easier than any time. But with NordVPN, they cannot do that because you will never not have your own personal settings, information, the stuff you are used to every day in your house, you can take with you anywhere you are. Vacation, work trips, I don't know, going to the moon. Who knows? With NordVPN, you can have your home settings and the things you've been used to anywhere in the world. Plus, obviously, us wrestling fans, we can nerd out and maybe save some scratch.
31 to the moon.
Yes. So those are our friends at NordVPN. They are tremendous. I use them. They are excellent. I've been traveling in the last couple months. I've had the opportunity to go to multiple places, and I never even had to worry about my Wi-Fi, my settings, my passwords, any of it, because NordVPN had my back the whole time. So go check out our friends at NordVPN. You will not regret it. All right. That's probably a little long-winded, but I think I did okay.
That was perfect. I am also equally excited because this is not a sponsored post, but if you're listening, check your emails. I'm very excited about my Popeyes I just ordered.
Hell yeah.
Real excited about Popeyes.
Hell yeah. All right, Pluggo, your turn. Do the thing. Let the people know what you got coming up, where they can find you, and where they can find us.
Jeez, I don't know. Well. You can find me Saturday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern time with Blair and Big Bad Boris. Like we said earlier, we're going to be chatting about LPW 29. You never know who's going to show up on that thing. Last preview show, we had Mars pop in. We had Spencer yelling at us to get Mars out of there because he had to go to the mall. Yeah, so we had to keep that.
I didn't yell that much.
It's loud.
He yelled Stern. I was Stern.
David Stern.
No, I'm not a bad NBA commissioner.
But yeah, so that's where you can find me. Thursday nights, JPJ. You want to know what we got going on? Go to @B2Beards on all our social medias to stay up to date with what we've got happening. Like you said, I think we're hanging out Saturday, possibly at the Kicking Out Pod. I know JPJ is for sure confirmed. And then me, you can find me at Pluggo on all social media platforms right now, doing my thing. And then, yeah, I got a brand new ambassadorship. So if you're a non-alcoholic beer drinker like I am, and you're looking for a fun one, go to gobrewing.com. Use that promo code Pluggo and get 15% off your first order. Pretty excited about it. I'm really pumped about it.
Yeah,
So,
hell yeah, man. That's awesome. I saw you. I knew that was happening because he tells me secrets. But when I saw him post that today, secrets make best friends, bro. When I saw him
how
post,
good of friends we are.
When I saw him post that today, I was very happy.
You've
I was
been
very happy.
You've been at the mall this month. They've been busy.
Yeah. You can find me, JPJ Loves Gaming, on all social media platforms. Obviously, you can find me here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. on youtube.com/LoveWrestlingCA, doing this thing with Pluggo, almost at 170 of these bad boys. We've definitely done more than that because we've had specials, but 170 legitimate Between Two Beards episodes. You can find me every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. with my man Drew Nicholas. On Tuesdays, we're chatting WWE. On Thursdays, we're chatting AEW on Firmly Love Wrestling. This Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. First, before I go win a title that should already be mine on the Kicking Out podcast, I will be with our good friend Josh Robinson at 7 p.m. Eastern time on his channel. We will be doing our bash in Berlin. Is it at Berlin or in Berlin? Bash in Berlin?
I've said both, but
I think
yeah.
Bash/in at Berlin.
We are doing our WWE 2K24 sim. We do these every month. They are always a blast. Chaos ensues. So we'll be doing that at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then, like you saw Tanner talking his trash earlier tonight, right after Collision, 10:15 p.m. Eastern time, over on the Kicking Out podcast. Your boy JPJ will be there, giving picks for another perfect card so I can rightfully take my spot as the Kicking Out podcast heavyweight champion and bring that belt home to Love Wrestling and bring that belt here to Between Two
Yeah, suck it, Tanner.
Wow. I have not announced anything. That was Pluggo said that, not I. I am a gentleman and a scholar, but I'm going to be beating that ass on Saturday night. You understand me, boy? Beating that ass. You put a Yankee hat on, you end the friendship. All right, that's how that goes. Very simple rule for he used my shoot name too.
He did.
He used my shoot name. Joseph Poulin. He used the fucking shoot name. That's personal business.
You got elongated there.
Son of a B. Like Pluggo, I haven't announced anything on my social medias yet, but I also have an ambassadorship. If you are into energy drinks, hydration drinks, they also have drinks that help you sleep at night, and things like that. I have become an ambassador for Poggers, which was created by 4Gamers. They make healthier energy drinks. It's a powder that you put into water in a shaker and all that fun stuff. If you go to poggerslifestyle.com/JPJ Loves Gaming, they'll kind of give you your little entry. You'll get your powder. You'll get your little shaker you can buy, and you will get a 10% discount if you use that code JPJ Loves Gaming. That is poggerslifestyle.com/JPJ Loves Gaming. I'll be announcing it on social medias and following my boy Pluggo's lead probably tomorrow into the weekend. But yes, so be on the lookout for that. They got great flavors. They got grape. They got mango. They got berry. They have, if you remember ice cream trucks when those were things, you remember the Rocket Pops?
One came by my place today, dude.
Really?
Yeah, they still play the jingles and shit.
I haven't seen an ice cream truck in my neighborhood in years.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. I was so excited.
You remember the Rocket Pop?
I didn't get anything.
Did they have the Rocket Pops in Canada? Because it was very red, white, and blue,
Ours are just red and white.
They have. Is that true? Wait,
no, that was just a really good joke.
I thought it could have been true. They actually have their newest flavor that they just came out with is a Rocket Pop flavor. So if you like those Rocket Pops from the ice cream trucks when you were kids, they have a flavor when it comes to their energy. So go check them out. Use my discount. Help me out. Anyway, for Pluggo, my boy, for the boss man, Spencer Love, this has been another excellent episode of Between Two Beards. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Soupy, it was great hanging out with you too, my friend. Good to see you here. Scott, Tanner, all the people, Asian Joe, Brandon even yelling at us to be serious. Hab guy, all you guys. We appreciate you all. Until next time, you know the drill, everybody. Say hi to Sue. Peace out.
Hey there.
Oh, whoa.
Or balloons. I'm cutting off Sue. Sorry. What the hell did you just? Oh, no. It's because if you do a peace sign and you're on a certain, like Spencer will get balloons. If you do a peace sign on certain programs, you get balloons. That's the thing.
I wonder if there's like other stuff we can do.
We're in StreamYard. We're in StreamYard. What do you? That usually works. That usually works.
It's one of the CEO.
I think it's a Mac thing because when I used to use Microsoft Teams, that would happen.
I got a Mac.
But anyway, all right. Say hi to Sue. Sorry for that delay. I saw balloons. I got excited. I like to party. All right. Peace off. Later. Peace off. What the fuck am I talking about? Peace out. See you. Bye.
Hey there, Plugo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. Get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you two beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch your